Presentation of Saginaw Spirit Hockey. The Spirit are set to take the ice. But first, get all the game day information you need. It's time for Countdown to Face-Off on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey, WSGW.
It's a great night for some Saginaw Spirit hockey, and the countdown is on for an All-American team Thanksgiving Eve matchup as the Spirit face off against the Flint Firebirds in Game 5 of this year's Coors Lite I-75 Divide Rivalry Series. Good evening, everybody. Jonathan Dent here in the Stormmaster Exterior Studios. Dylan Clark is standing by in the Town Place Suites by Marriott broadcast booth. We'll head over there soon. The Saginaw Spirit still hunting for their first win of this season series, and they're feeling pretty good heading into tonight after taking a win at home against the top team in the West in the Windsor Spitfires. Windsor had taken Game 1 of last weekend's home-and-home series Friday night. Saginaw struck back on Saturday, starting things off early with a couple successful penalty kills, then a goal just under halfway through the first period as Igor Barabanov received a pass from Levi Harper at the Windsor blue line. He took it all the way in down the left side for a short side goal to make it 1-0.
Extra second or two, he'll move it. Barabanov down the left wing off the pass from Harper, takes a shot, he scores! Igor Barabanov didn't have a lot of room, but he found it. 10:46 left in the first period, and Saginaw is in front.
Stepan Shurigan kept the door closed through another PK to end the first frame, and things settled down a little bit in the second, where the Spirit killed off their fifth penalty and kept the goose egg on Windsor's side of the scoreboard thanks to some great defense.
Green tree cuts to the net. That one blocked. Three green jerseys in the way. A big save made by Shurigan. He's swimming in the blue paint. They somehow get it out. The defenseman have made a save. Still it's loose. No whistle yet. Nick Seema's going to get this puck out of danger. Oh, what a sequence.
The Spirit weathered the second despite being outshot 11-4, then kept things battened down in the third. 15 minutes in, a tumbling puck was cleared into the Windsor end, and Nick Seema came speeding down the right side to catch up and score on the backhand to put the Spirit up 2-0.
Gotten out of the zone. Some backspin and some speed here from Seema. Catches up to it in the circle. Nick Seema, oh, what a goal! Nick Seema, 2-0 with 5 to go!
Seema's fellow overagers James Go and Sebastian Gervais factored in on what would prove to be the game winner as the visiting Spits managed to score 6-on-5 late in the third. Stepan Shurigan stopped 32 and kept the Spitfires scoreless for 58 minutes and 53 seconds, and he'll need to be sharp again tonight as the Spirit prepare to do battle against the Flint Firebirds. The Birds have been gobbling up wins, taking their last 9 contests to reach a 17-6-1-0 record, and third in the OHL's Western Conference. They have a chance to secure this year's Coors Lite I-75 Divide Cup tonight with 4 wins in the series so far. Most of those games have been close, decided by a single goal, except for the most recent when Flint outscored the Spirit 5-1 the night before Halloween. The Spirit will want to put the Firebird streak on ice tonight and return home with another 2 points to be thankful for, but they have their work cut out for them. With the team's top scorer, Nikita Klepov, away representing Canada in the 2025 CHL USA Prospects Challenge, they'll need someone else to get something cooking here tonight. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, Dylan talks with Spirit head coach Chris Lazary in tonight's Coach's Corner as Saginaw Spirit Countdown to Face-Off continues on 100.5 FM WSGW.
Garber is your local Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram dealer. Family owned, locally trusted. And we're more than the place you buy your vehicle. We're where your vehicle is serviced by factory-trained technicians with the highest standards. We have everything you need, even tires. Get it all at your local Jeep and Ram dealer. Garber, Bay Road, Saginaw. Online 24/7 at GarberCDJR.com.
Everybody knows you'll do better at Garber.
So, we're finally ready to plan for retirement, but who do we trust?
Our friends at TriStar Trust. They've been here for 25 years right here in our community, and they'll be here for the next 25.
That's the kind of team I want in my corner.
TriStar Trust helps you plan your retirement, manage your investments, and build the future you've been dreaming of. Because when it comes to your goals, it's your time to shine. Visit TriStarTrust.com.
Now, get inside analysis directly from the Spirit coaching staff. This is Coach's Corner.
Coach's Corner on this Wednesday night with the Spirit in Flint taking on the Firebirds here with the Spirit head coach Chris Lazary. And Coach, you guys came out pretty fast on that Saturday night win against the Windsor Spitfires. Could you tell early on that was maybe an extra gear or one that you hadn't seen in a little bit from your team?
Yeah, no, like that is more of the identity we're looking for in terms of just the attitude we want. Right away, there was a bunch of back and forth, and there's some heavy hits, and there's chirping, and there's guys scrumming. And to me, like when you're an engaged team like that, you just play better because you like once you start running your mouth, you can't lose type mentality. So we challenge our guys. We got to be like that every night. We got to show up when the puck drops. You need to be mad right away. You need to grab somebody right away. We need to get ourselves into it right away. When we do that, we usually play well. When we don't, like the previous game in Windsor where we were sleepy, we get walked. So we figured that out. Hopefully we see that tonight. It's been a challenge to get things to carry from one game to the next, but I think we're well aware of what we're looking for.
Was there anybody or a couple of guys in particular that were kind of leading the charge that way as far as getting things going?
4-2, 9-2, and then 5 with that massive hit. Like there was a lot of stuff bubbling, but when Glavy throws that hit on that forecheck, right away you could feel like game on. And then I think the coolest moment of the game is when Nick Sema scores and does his Memorial Cup celly. For a minute, it felt like we were back there with that celly and that atmosphere. Like it was a cool moment on the bench, and the guys were pretty excited. And those are the moments you want. We got to earn those moments here tonight. It should be a good crowd. These guys are on a heater. We're trying to stop that. They win tonight. They take the I-Divide 75 Cup. Like there's a lot of variables in the air that should make this a good game.
Obviously, you don't like being down 4-0 in the series, but does kind of having the backs against the wall a little bit, even though it's late November, does that add a little bit extra atmosphere and a little extra excitement tonight?
Yeah, like Flint's been good, but the first game of the year, like we couldn't get a save. And if we had the version of Shrugi we have now in that game, we'd probably win. And then obviously we have the Spidio gate, right, with what goes in there, and there's video of it going in, not whatever. At the end of the day, they're both losses, but we real feel like, you know what, it should be split. But it's not, and now it's a good, can we dig our way out of the hole? Can we just make it 4-1 and leave the rink tonight and worry about making it 4-2 the next time we see them?
You guys are going to be without Nikita Klepov tonight at the CHL USA Prospects Challenge. Not sure if you got to watch any of the game. What did you see from him, and what do you expect from a Klepov-less Barabanov tonight?
Yeah, like obviously our leading point getter on the lineup's not a situation you want to be in and it's like a must-win game type mentality, but it is what it is. But you know what? He's out for a good reason. He's playing in a prospect game. Thought he played well last night. Things he could do better, things he did well. Those are hard games to play in because it's just a scattered bunch of guys, but he's representing our team. He's representing himself as one of the top draft eligible prospects in the draft. So we'll miss him tonight for sure, but we're thrilled and excited to see what he does out there tonight.
Lastly, Nick Sema gets to commit to Michigan after his OHL career is done. All three of your overage players have their next chapter solidified. How nice is it for you as a coach and someone that spent a lot of time with these players to see that their next step in hockey is solidified?
Well, when you boil it down at the end of the day, like wins, losses, whatever, the real true value and the true purpose of what we do is to try to allow these guys to achieve their dreams, whether that's pro, school, combination of both. We want to make sure when a kid commits to us at 16 years old that they leave the program a better person, a better player, and with something else on the table for them so they can go on and achieve lifelong goals and have success and be alumni of our program. So it's exciting to see those three guys, and it means we're doing something right.
Coach, appreciate the time. Good luck tonight. That's Chris Lazary, Saginaw in Flint on this Wednesday night. Back after this on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
Find space at Frankenmuth Spring Hill Suites, where you can savor your time away with the little extras that are included. Each studio suite features extra room to spread out when on the road with your family or your team. Airy beds are piled high with pillows for that little bit of extra comfort. And an innovative 3-in-1 trundle sofa provides even more sleeping options. Book your next stay at Spring Hill Suites by Marriott, where every room is more than a room.
If you're a homeowner, you have plenty to think about, like cleaning the gutters, investigating that banging noise, deciding which flowers to plant this year. One thing about being a homeowner you can think less about, questions about home insurance when you have State Farm. Your local State Farm agent is there to help you understand your coverage options and choose the protection that meets your needs, so you can focus on your home, and we'll focus on helping protect it.
Contact State Farm agent Scott Seaman to create your personal price plan today.
From making athletic footwear stronger and lighter to powering the future of electric racing vehicles, material science and R&D are the MVPs of innovation. At Dow, we collaborate with customers and partners to tackle a wide range of sports product challenges with cutting-edge advancements in technology. Dow's innovations can help to improve performance and sustainability throughout the world of sports. Dow, at the intersection of sports and science.
Yeah, I know. It's officially still winter out there, but that doesn't mean you can't have fun in the sun. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea knows how to turn up your day drinking fun all year long. I mean, there's even a sun on those bright yellow cans. Twisted Tea is made with real brewed tea and a 5% kick of alcohol, which goes down smooth. So whether you're knee-deep in snow or making footprints in the sand, be sure to look for Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea in the bright yellow cans. Keep it twisted.
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
This is Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 FM WSGW, Carlton, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland.
Well, it's the eve of Thanksgiving in the United States, and what better way to celebrate that in the Ontario Hockey League, where Canadian Thanksgiving was celebrated weeks ago, but what better way to celebrate it here than with the best in the United States rivalry in the Ontario Hockey League. We're talking, of course, about the Saginaw Spirit and the Flint Firebirds. Fifth game of the Coors Lite I-75 Divide Cup Series. Hi, everybody. Thanks so much for being with us tonight. This is a game that's always circled on the regular season calendar. My name's Dylan Clark. I'm excited to be with you for this one, and it's an elimination game, or at least that's the way that it feels. Saginaw down 4-0. They are down 0-2-1-1 against the Flint Firebirds this year. So in an 8-game season series, that means that a win tonight would secure Flint's first Coors Light I-75 Divide Cup since 2022. The Spirit have had it in their dressing room for 3 straight seasons now. That is very much in jeopardy tonight. So backs against the wall, Saginaw looking for a strong start, much like we heard Chris Lasry talk about the start that they had against the Windsor Spitfires, a 2-1 win on Saturday. That's what they need tonight because their opponent has won its last 9 hockey games. That is the most out of any team in the Ontario Hockey League to this point this season. And that's in a league that the Brantford Bulldogs still haven't lost a game in regulation. So Flint right now, they are the Firebirds. They are the hottest in the OHL so far this season. We'll take a look at our starting lineups for tonight's game, brought to you by Saginaw Valley State University, your community-engaged university in the Great Lakes Bay region. No Chris Thibodeau for the Flint Firebirds tonight. 4 points against the Spirit to this point in the series. But there are other players in the lineup who have had success against Saginaw. One of them, Nathan Aspinall, 4 points in 3 games against the Spirit. The Firebird captain starts out on the left side. Jimmy Lombardi at center. It'll be Darian Anderson on the right wing. Urban Podrekar will be on the blue line with Luca Graziano. Daryl Uljanski will not start, but he makes his return to the lineup after missing 18 games with an injury. More on Uljanski later on. And on the Spirit side of things, no Nikita Klepov. He's at the CHL USA Top Prospects game. So that means a new look first line. Sebastian Gervais with Igor Barabanov and Dima Zhilkin. James go on the back end with the rookie sensation, Levi Harper. We'll get into the goaltenders in a little bit, and we'll drop the puck as well. But first, a look back with Jonathan in the studio. He's got to look at your out-of-town scoreboards.
Thank you very much, Dylan. Out-of-town scores brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings here this evening. Not a whole lot of action around the Ontario Hockey League. The Brampton Steelheads taking on the Erie Otters, and the Owen Sound Attack visit the Windsor Spitfires here tonight. Sure to be some entertaining matchups there. A little bit later on, though, you heard us talk about Nikita Klepov being at the USA CHL Prospects Challenge. They'll be dropping the puck in about an hour out there, and we will be keeping an eye on that game as well. In NHL action, the Detroit Red Wings hosting the Nashville Predators here tonight. So plenty to talk about even outside of the Ontario Hockey League. Coming up, it's Puck Drop. Saginaw Spirit visiting the Flint Firebirds just down the road. Not much of a trip to fans down that way. Saginaw certainly to be represented in the stands. We'll have the first period play-by-play with Dylan after this on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
We're Duralast. We make the world's best roof. As one of the country's largest roofing manufacturers, we have locations across North America. But for more than 40 years, Saginaw has been our home. Like Saginaw, Duralast has a can-do, never-quit attitude. And just like Saginaw, our people make us strong. Innovative, resilient. That's the spirit of Saginaw. That's Duralast, the world's best roof.
Too many people end up in the retirement penalty box, paying more in taxes, missing out on healthcare options, or skating without a plan. At McIntosh and Associates, we help keep your game sharp with clear, personalized retirement strategies. Let's build a plan that works in every period of life. Call 989-692-2200 or visit wealthmichigan.com. McIntosh and Associates. Retirement made clear.
Get it all at Garber Chevrolet Saginaw. It's more than just better prices. It's better financing, better selection, and a better overall experience. Our expert technicians are factory trained to the highest standards, keeping your vehicle in top condition. And we have everything for your automotive needs, even tires. Get to Garber Chevy Saginaw today and see how you get it all at Garber, Gratiot Road, Saginaw. Online, GarberChevroletSaginaw.com. Chevrolet, together, let's drive.
Did you know the University of Michigan Flint is the fastest growing public university in the state? How do we do it? Access to top-ranked degree programs and one of the largest alumni networks. Access to small class sizes with renowned U of M professors. And access to the Go Blue free tuition guarantee. Because sometimes in life where you're going depends on where you go. Learn more about our growth at uofmflint.edu.
Spirit Hockey
Harmer holds it out wide. Centers, Kluchak scores!
lives
Looking for the stretch pass to Jilkin. It'll pop off the wall and lay down for him. Jilkin scores!
here.
Picked up by Harmer. In with speed. Carson Harmer shoots. He scores! Carson Harmer!
The radio home of your Saginaw Spirit is WSGW 100.5 FM. Spirit Hockey is brought to you in part by Garber Automotive Group, Saginaw Valley State University, Dow, Frankenmuth Insurance, Saginaw Bay Underwriters, NetSource One, Delta College, Corning, Go Great Lakes Bay, Herman Hisson Company, Frankenmuth Convention and Visitors Bureau, DML Property Management, My Michigan Health, Independent Bank, Buffalo Wild Wings, Stormmaster Exteriors, IBEW Local 557, Michigan Sugar Company, Jets Pizza, Raymond, the Great Lakes Loons, Applebee's, Stanley Steamer, your local State Farm agents, and Meyer. Now it's game time. Live from the rink to your radio. Here is the first period play-by-play with the voice of Saginaw Spirit Hockey, Dylan Clark.
National anthems here from inside the North Financial Center. Fifth game of the Coors Lite I-75 Divide Cup Series, and an important one, technically an elimination game if you think about it. The Firebirds could claim their first Coors Lite I-75 Divide Cup since 2022 with a win tonight. We'll take a look at our starting goaltenders. Brought to you by NetSource One, the official technology provider of the Saginaw Spirit. One of these starting goaltenders is going to do everything he can to secure that victory for the Flint Firebirds. He secured 13 of them, tied for the OHL lead among goaltenders. He's Mason Vicari. Makes another stop tonight. He's got 4 wins against the Spirit and a .917 save percentage against them alone. He stopped 34 out of 37 in his last game, a Flint victory, their 9th consecutive, over the Owen Sound Attack on November the 23rd. Stepan Shurigan, 6th consecutive start. He's won 7 hockey games. This is his 22nd appearance on the year. OHL leader with 1,208 minutes played. One of his finest performances last weekend, 31 saves on 32 shots in a 2-1 victory over the Windsor Spitfires. Our officials tonight brought to you by WNEM TV 5, Hillary Brennan and Hayden Verbeek, the referees, Jordan Hurtubise and Justin Cornell, the linesmen. It will be Barabanov against Lombardi, our Delta College opening face-off on this Wednesday night before Thanksgiving. There is anticipation in the building. Hillary Brennan points down at Mason Vicari, and then to the penalty box. Puck is down. Delta College opening face-off. The puck's not moving very far, resembling more of a rugby scrum, but finally it's pulled out and moved to Saginaw's Levi Harper, then James Go to Barabanov. Saginaw, the traveling Navy sweaters. Red and white throughout Flint. A big-time collision as James Go steps up and rocks Darian Anderson, who wears the white, orange, and navy of the Flint Firebirds. Urban Podrekar from the neutral zone. Up to the Saginaw blue line, cut off there by James Go. OHL game number 249 tonight for the former Peterborough Pete. Most of those now have been spent in Saginaw. As Jimmy Lombardi fires this back in for the Firebirds. Levi Harper there to pick it up. Off the near sideboards, intercepted by Nathan Aspinall. Firebird captain moves into the circle now. Daryl Zoljanski throws a cross-ice pass, gets his first touch of the hockey puck in game action in 18 contests. Trying to swing a cross-ice pass, but Saginaw takes it the other direction, and Levi Harper is going to pick a flip in. This from Dimas Zhilkin now back in behind the Firebirds net. They'll cut him off. 60 seconds gone here in this first period. Puck drifts back into the Spirit end. Icing going to be waved down here as Jacob Kluche gets in against Brady Smith. Kluche steps up and leads the counterattack for the Spirit. Pass goes under the stick of Carson Harmer. Can he get in and beat out icing? No, he can't. He goes hard into the goaltender, Mason Vicari. As Harmer either caught a rut or got locked up with Dryden Allen, as he goes crashing into the goaltender Vicari, who is just now picking himself back up. Seems to be no worse for wear. Bit of a strange play and a strange start to this game as Kluche's wrapped up with one of the Firebirds right now. And Harmer went in with a lot of speed. Again, not sure exactly what the cause of that collision was. 18:47 to go here in this first period. Harmer trying to step over the skate of Dryden Allen, and he stepped on the skate of Dryden Allen. Goes about 20 miles an hour into the goaltender Vicari. Gets a tap on the pads from Josh Colosimo, his defenseman, and everybody's going to be all right. They'll put the net back on its moorings. No harm, no foul, but everybody's into this one for sure. And what has become a bit of a Thanksgiving Eve tradition here. Saginaw and Flint, packed building here at the North Financial Center. And again, they'd like to see a little bit of in-season hardware handed out tonight. Face-off to come down at the right wing of the Firebirds offensive end. Alex Kostov just committed to Quinnipiac University. He'll go against Carson Harmer, who wins the drawback for the Spirit. Stepan Shurigan, his first touch of this hockey puck in this game is going to be a little bit of a paddle aside to spur the breakout the other direction. Brody Popoli in for the Spirit. Jacob Kluche gets hit by Kostov. Puck back in the Firebirds' end. Carson Harmer goes against George Komodowski. Kluche tries to pick the pocket of Kostov, and he does so back behind the Flint net. Luce up to the left point. Josh Glavin near side. This is Hayden Barnes with traffic in front. A shot stopped by Vicari. Rebound chances loose. Jamming after it's Glavin. And a great save by Vicari right in the blue crease. And another scrum that sees Josh Glavin in a pair of headlocks right now between Brady Smith and Alex Kostov. Chris Lasry said pregame, Nick Sema, Jacob Kluche, and Josh Glavin were kind of the spurs of all the fun and activity against Windsor last weekend. We've already seen two scrums that have featured Jacob Kluche and Josh Glavin, so motivated to keep the same thing going here in this game. Great A scoring opportunity that Vicari shuts down Glavin for. Nick Seaman to take this offensive zone faceoff. He's between the two newer faces, Jensen Geldart and Uri Rouge on the third line to start. Faceoff picked up by the Firebirds in the defensive end off the tie-up. Chase Hull sends this one cross ice and flipped back in by Josh Bonnyman. Back behind the net of Stepan Shurigan. 2 minutes gone here. No score in the first period. One shot on goal, and it belongs on the Saginaw side of the board. But here's Urban Podrekar. Steps in and shoots one, and the first save of the game registered by Shurigan. Comes with the stick and moves the puck to the corner. Firebirds moving up the boards. Ignat Pazzi, former North Bay Battalion, picked up earlier this week in a trade. He sends a puck back in behind, and he'll pick it up on the pass from Chase Hull. Closed off by Jensen Geldart. Urban Podrekar, the defenseman, down into the left wing corner, spins off the check of Saginaw's Geldart, now moves back up to the top of the zone. Graziano holds it in at the right point, moves it to Chase Hull, spins a shot. That one goes wide and into the backboards behind Stepan Shurigan. Recycled down low by Podrekar, picked up by Chase Hull. Flint's Josh Bonnyman stomps the brakes in the corner from the goal line, looking to move out. Sharp angle trying to save made by Shurigan on Hull from a flat angle. Uri Rauja back out at center. 6th game of OHL action, and a big hit by Nick Seema as he goes through Podrekar. Puck in the neutral zone, 3-on-2 for the Firebirds. Cunningham, drop pass, Posey the shot right into the glove, and hung on to by Stepan Shurigan. 2 minutes and 55 seconds are gone in the first period, and already a couple of grade A scoring opportunities. 3 grade A scoring opportunities come back down near Stepan Shurigan's neck of the woods. He's able to make the stops, one with the stick, one with the pad, and one with the glove. Offensive zone faceoff. Firebirds win at Aspinall. Back for Oljanski. He taps this one to the corner. Firebirds traded up in this year's import draft to make sure that they could select Darryl Oljanski. And as they shot on the way towards the Spirit net, gets blocked. 7th rounder to the Anaheim Ducks in 2024. But this is brought back in by Saginaw's Gervais. Pumped back out. And now it's up and ahead for the Firebird captain. Aspinall, he scores! Long wrister from the right wing circle. May have been deflected by a Spirit stick. Beat Stepan Shurigan low, and the Firebirds are up 1-0. Well, he's been a thorn in the side of the Spirit on a number of occasions so far this season. James Go reaches out with the stick to try and block the shot. He blocks and disguises the release, so it goes low through the body and the pad of Stepan Shurigan. And the Firebirds have the first goal in this game. Nathan Aspinall is 16th of the season. This is his 22nd hockey game. And Flint strikes first, and here they come again. Ryland Cunningham right into the zone. Backdoor chance. That's sent high by Xavier Tessier. Stays in the offensive zone for the Firebirds. Hayden Bart's back behind the Spirit net. Takes the check from Tessier. Firebirds looking to strike twice quickly here. 3 bodies against 2 back in the corner. Miroslav Shatan looking for this one out of the corner along with Josh Glavin. Spirit can't move that puck. It's not moving far off the wall either. Nearly 4 minutes gone in the first period. Nathan Aspinall has the only goal in this contest. Puck still hasn't moved from the left wing corner of the Spirit zone. Miroslav Shatan, Josh Glavin trying to move it. Hayden Barnes as well. On the Flint side of things, Tessie. Now it's finally picked up by the alternate captain, Seema, who gets tossed into the wall by Cunningham. Seema pops back up, moves the puck back to the neutral zone. Takes a high hit there from Tessier. Much to the delight of the Flint crowd, and Fellinger's going to move this. Firebirds off the boards. Glavin tries to hit Tessier, and Flint has iced the puck. 15:45 left in this first period, and the throttle is up near the top. As Hayden Barch gets into the ear of Ryland Cunningham for a couple of words. Nathan Aspinall, lone goal in this game so far to get things rolling for the Flint Firebirds. Darian Anderson and Dryden Allen will pick up the assists on it. As again, Flint's the hottest team in the Ontario Hockey League right now. 9 straight wins, longest streak in the OHL so far this season. Outscored opponents 42-21 in that span. 17 wins on the season. Here's a chance in the offensive end for the Spirit off the draws. Harper's shot goes wide. On the blocker side of Mason Vicari. Up to the left point it comes. Back to Levi Harper. Step to the middle. Snaps a shot deflected by Harmer. Another good save by Vicari. Carson Harmer's had a couple of good scoring chances in this first period so far. The Firebirds clear the zone. Back to Harper in the defensive end. Up to Carson Harmer. Poked away by Urban Podrekar. Chases it down in the near side corner. Lays it back along, but he turned it over to Jacob Kluchek. Battles for it, left wing boards. Levi Harper. Pass gets intercepted. Carson Harmer knocks a man off the puck. Firebird fans want a penalty. They're going to get one. Podrekar trying to split the defense. He gets hauled down. I think they've called a second penalty. 15:03 to go in the first. Referee Hayden Verbeek called a penalty down to our right. And then Hillary Brennan called another one as Podrekar made his way to the net. The Spirit might have 2 tripping penalties coming up here. And it was an instance down to our right where Carson Harmer laid a hit and he had the stick down towards the feet of whichever Firebird he hit. They may have registered that as a trip. It looks like they will. And then Hillary Brennan's arm goes up down at the other end as Urban Podrekar tries to split the defense. 15:03 left in the first period. We're going to get a look at both here. Hayden Barch steps up, or James Go rather, steps up on the hit on Podrekar, and his stick is down near the feet. They might have called that another tripping penalty. Both are kind of similar situations where there's a check, but there's also a skate or a stick in the skates during the check. They are going to take both of them. That is a rare sight. James Go and Carson Harmer are going to shake their heads. That is a incredibly difficult break for the Spirit. 15:03 left in the first. Saginaw trailing 1-0. They're going to take dueling tripping penalties. Down 5-on-3. We'll get into that in a little bit. Firebirds go to work here in the offensive end. Nathan Aspinall just inside the blue line for Podrekar. Back over to Aspinall. Tap back up. Jimmy Lombardi. Back to Podrekar. Opens it near side. Kostov. Lombardi gets off. Now this is dropped back to Aspinall. From the left wing circle is going to ring that one off the goalpost on the glove hand side. This is brought near side again. Kostov from Podrekar back through the seam. Nathan Aspinall just inside the offensive blue line. Nearly a quarter of the way through the penalty and a one-time shot stopped by the right pad to Stepan Shurigan. Urban Podrekar let that one go, who drew one of the tripping penalties. Flint 19.7% on the power play as they mark this one back in. Saginaw 17th in the OHL and their Stormaster Exteriors penalty kill. Podrekar for Kostov. Halfway through the 5-on-3. Kostov walks to the middle, takes a shot. That one snapped wide. Xander Valeris is on this and moves it up the wall. Kostov holds it in. Near side, Urban Podrekar back to the seam. Aspinall back up for Jimmy Lombardi. Top of the zone near side. Kostov blocked by the right leg of Hayden Barch. Back up to the left point it comes. 43 on the Flint power play. Both penalties will expire at the same time. Aspinall, top of the zone, now left circle Podrekar. Aspinall back up high, waiting for a lane opens. One-time shot stopped from the right circle by Shurigan as he shuts down Lombardi. Aspinall high again, 28 to go. Steps in and shoots one and another pad save by Shurigan. Podrekar down low. Lombardi shoots, and that's out the other side. Wide, and it clears the zone. Mason Vicari out to move the puck. Spirit get a fire wagon change off. Ignat Pazzi trying to drive past Glavin. 12 seconds left on the penalty kill for the Spirit. Kostov and Pazzi get through. Dryden Allen over. Right wing circle. Hull fakes the shot. Gets a shot off. It goes off the skate of Lombardi on its way through. And it's cleared by Saginaw's Graydon Jones. Harmer and Go are out. The Spirit survive a crazy first penalty kill to start the game. 12:52 to go in the first. It stays 1-0. At least 4 saves for Stepan Shurigan on that PK. He's up to 7 saves on 8 shots so far. Here's Graziano into the offensive zone for Flint. Run over by Graydon Jones. Puck off the boards. Barabanov finds Gervais. Stepped into by Dryden Allen. Bryson Morgan moves that puck off the wall on the Flint end, and Allen throws a cross-ice pass. That one couldn't be knocked out of the air by Brady Smith. No icing. Shurigan there to play it, and he's going to be bumped by Brady Smith. And a long shot off the turnover. Save made by Shurigan, and he sweeps the rebound aside. Fellinger shot tipped on its way through. Sent out the other way by Morgan. Darrell Zuljanski up the far side boards for the Firebirds. This is Aspinall. Down from the right point. Ryland Fellinger out of the corner. Taps it back beneath the Spirit goal line. 8 minutes gone in the first period. 1-0 on the goal from Nathan Aspinall. Now a one-time shot turned out by Shurigan again as he shuts down Smith from the right circle. Barabanov for Jones. Off a Firebird stick and the hand of Oljanski at the blue line. He stumbles. It could be an odd man break down the right side. Gervais cuts to the middle. Loose puck picked up. Barabanov. Right wing circle. Great save by Vicari. Barabanov battles for it with Darian Anderson. Shrugs off his stick and throws the puck back out to center. Brody Popoy in the neutral zone. Winding things up. Nice move to get through Aspinall. Moves it near side. Barabanov off the board. Stops it back for James Go. Swung cross ice. Fresh from the bench. Klute left circle in front. Looking for the backdoor tip. Too far for Barabanov. James Go for Popoy. Drops it off in the corner. Looking for Klute. Flint's Lombardi is there. Goes off the glass and out to center. James Go back in his own end with 11:15 to go in the first period. 1-0 the Firebirds lead it. Brody Popoy slows this puck down. Kluche's on his horse in the offensive corner. Taken heavily into the boards by Podrekar. Graziano chips the puck around the wall past Carson Harmer. Brody Popoy on it in the left corner again. Locks up with Graziano. He moves the puck along. Saginaw's Harmer tries to untangle with Nathan Aspinall. Back behind the Flint net. Now it's Podrekar again. Backhands it up. Darian Anderson stepped up on by Xander Valeris. The Spirit looking to get this puck back on the far boards. Taken by Anderson. Handcuffed and shot out past everybody. Valeris gets back to it in the neutral zone. And a little give and go with James Go. That'll allow both teams to get some line changes here. Puck is deflected in by Harmer. Nearly halfway through the first period. A 1-0 lead for Flint. Nick Sema lays a booming check on Josh Colosimo. Alex Kostoff skates it back the other direction, and the Flint Firebirds are offside. Smith got ahead of the play. 1 goal, 2 penalties, 10:23 left in the first period. The Firebirds lead it. We'll take a break. When we come back, more exciting Thanksgiving Eve action here on 100.5 FM WSGW.
You really do get it all at Garber Chevrolet in Linwood. It's more than just better prices. It's better financing, better selection, and a better overall customer experience that will keep you coming back. We're also where your vehicle is serviced by factory-trained technicians with the highest standards of service. Come see us. Get a better overall experience and lease for less in Linwood. Garber Chevrolet Linwood, M13, north of Bay City. Online, garberlinwood.com. Chevrolet, together. Let's drive.
This is Josh Glavin, and you're listening to Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 FM WSGW.
Welcome back inside the Dordt Financial Center. 10:23 to go in the first period. And a 1-0 lead for the Flint Firebirds. Off the goal from Nathan Aspinall, but some phenomenal saves already from Stepan Shurigan, and that's becoming the story of the first period as Flint moves this puck in from center ice. Blake Barnes gets hit by Josh Colosimo. Uri Rauja chips the puck back out at center. Ryland Fellinger on things here for the Firebirds back in his own end. Stops up behind Mason Vicari. Logjam back behind the net. Jensen Geldart got tied up on the net. He couldn't take advantage of it. Uri Rauja to the near side boards. Off the glove of Colosimo. Battling for it with Sema. Here's Rauja. Takes it to the net in a backhanded shot. It's a pad save by Vicari. Jensen Geldart just inside the line. Takes a shot. Tipped and a blocker save by Vicari. Rebound moved out by the Firebirds. Out and down. It doesn't have the legs for icing. So Blake Barnes is on it in the Spirit end. Shots 11-3 in favor of Flint. Shots brought to you by Frankenmuth Insurance and Saginaw Bay Underwriters. Miroslav Shatan catches up to this against Darrell Zuljanski. A Latvian defenseman. Big collision as Thoyer hits Allen. Firebirds move it back in, and a centering feed by Hall. It's a pad save and a cover by Stepan Shurigan again. 9:20 left in this first period. 11 saves already for Stepan Shurigan. A lot of pucks getting right towards the middle of the ice. He has been fantastic here on this Wednesday night to start things out. Saginaw going with 11 forwards, 7 defensemen. Liam Storch was a game-time decision, taking warm-ups after being out for the last handful of games with an illness. He'll stay on the shelf, so Blake Barnes is into action. We've already called his name a number of times tonight. Jimmy Lombardi in the offensive zone face-off against Saginaw's Igor Barabanov. Bouncing puck is settled down by Graydon Jones. Up the wall, intercepted by Aspinall. Good defensive poke check there by Barabanov. Would have been a dangerous opportunity for the only guy in this game with a goal so far. 50-50 puck in the neutral zone. Can't be settled down by Jimmy Lombardi. 4 points in his last 2 hockey games. 2 goals, 2 assists. Sends it back in behind the Spirit net. And a little bit of a misfire on the Saginaw side of things as Barnes can't get that puck out. Lombardi's going to hang on. Bouncing puck settled down by Graydon Jones in the far circle. Move near side. Hayden Barnes right up the middle. Gervais going to tip this into the Firebirds' end. Graziano up the boards. Takes a check from Zhilkin. James Go freshly on for the Spirit. Snaps a puck near side for Gervais. No icing. Graziano there in behind the Firebird net. Fan on the clear. Now it's Gervais in front for Zhilkin the shot, and that's a right pad save by Vicari from the edge of the blue paint. Ignat Pazzi back in the Flint end. Tying up with Zhilkin in the far corner boards. Barabanov looking to get that puck free. 8:18 to go in the first period. 1-0 Firebirds here from the Dordt Financial Center. Puck up the far side boards for Josh Bonnyman. Intercepted by Saginaw's Go. Then Barabanov, and a long, sharp angle try is stopped and held by Vicari. Saginaw at the end of a long shift in the offensive zone. They're without Nikita Klepov tonight, who's at the CHL USA Prospects Challenge up in Lethbridge, Alberta tonight. 4-2 win for the U.S. National Team Development Program last night. Klepov, a couple of shots on goal, but hadn't cracked the score sheet just yet. They'll get going at 8 o'clock Eastern tonight from Lethbridge. Bragging rights on the line in that game, and a little bit of a different Spirit lineup tonight as a result. Firebirds win the D-zone faceoff. Kicked alive there by Harper at the blue line. Gets it there for Jacob Kluchik. Now Miroslav Shatan, right wing circle. Backhanded pass in front. Trevor Thoyer got tied up at the last second. Could have been a backdoor tap-in. This is picked up by George Komodowski. Sent back behind the Flint net. This is Jacob Kluchik. Out with Thoyer and Shatan. Shatan a backhanded shot. Stopped by Vicari. Rebound loose. Kluche sniffing after it. And now 3 Firebirds sniffing after Kluche as Vicari gets the whistle. 7:43 here in this first period. Kluche's been one of the more active Spirit forwards in this game, and it's exactly what they need. 12 points in 21 games so far this season. For the 7th rounder to the Winnipeg Jets, a little bit of a slower start by Jacob Kluche's standards, or at least the standard that he set last year in his NHL draft season, where he was named to the OHL's second all-rookie team. 0.7 points per game last year, 0.57 here in his sophomore OHL campaign. Tessier backhands this back in for the Firebirds, and that brings up an icing here with 7.5 to go in the first period. Kluche looking to get back in the goal column for the first time since November the 13th against the Barrie Colts. The only even-strength goal, or the only regulation goal as well in that game for Saginaw. 2-1 overtime win, courtesy of his buddy Carson Harmer, who takes this face-off now. And wins it back with Uri Rauja and Brody Popoy. Rauja snaps it back below the goal line. Waved along by Harmer, but it's intercepted by Flint's Tessier and gotten out to the neutral zone. In between Valeris and Rauja, deflected, so no icing. Rauja back behind the Spirit net. This is Xander Valeris, the backhanded along. Graziano there to intercept at the left point and fired it back in behind the Saginaw goal. Xander Valeris tries to one-hand it out of danger. This is Brody Popoy, back up through center with Uri Rauja. Popoy gets to the line, flips it back below the goal line. And now in behind the net, Uri Rauja centering feed, a shot. Oh, great save. 2 stops by Vicari. One from the ice, the other one smacked out of the air, both off the stick of Harmer. Ryland Cunningham down the right side for Flint. Spun back below the Spirit goal line. This is Tessier. Reverse hit against Josh Glavin to keep the puck alive. Darrell Zuljanski. Point shot on its way. Hit a body. That was Hayden Barch. He tries to make the play. Moves it to Josh Glavin. Out of the zone looking for Uri Rauja. This is picked up by Darian Anderson. And the Firebirds moving up the near side. Miscommunication picked up here by Dimas Yilkin. Spirit have a chance. Dropped off. Sema. Back for the late man. Glavin the shot. Let Pat save. They score on the rebound. Dimas Yilkin pumps it home off the Glavin shot. 6:27 to go in the first period. Saginaw ties the game at 1. Well, Josh Glavin had a pretty good bid for his first OHL goal. A nice left pad save by Mason Vicari. And Dimas Yilkin, who else? He is now Saginaw's leading goal scorer this year. That's his 15th of the year to leapfrog Nikita Klepov. And Saginaw ties this game up at 1. Yilkin, that's 8 points now in 5 games against the Firebirds this season. His 5th goal against Flint. And that comes after 2 great opportunities from Carson Harmer. Just a neutral zone turnover by the Firebirds, and Saginaw takes advantage. James Go off the faceoff at center ice, up for Nick Sema. They hit the line 3-on-2. Barabanov down the right side, takes it to the net. Barabanov can't get a clean shot off. Sema battles for the rebound with Kostov, who gets the puck back to the neutral zone. Up to Nathan Aspinall. Zilkin flattens Kostov behind the play. Aspinall spins it into the left wing corner of the Spirit end. 5:50 to go in the first period. Tie hockey game thanks to Zilkin. Chance right back in front. Fellinger tied up by Sema and Levi Harper. Could have been a grade A scoring chance. Dimas Yilkin gets this puck out of danger for the Spirit. Yilkin up through center. Into the offensive zone himself. Drops it wide. Barabanov hits the late man. Harper, the shot goes wide. He's got his own rebound, though. Levi Harper, top of the left circle, fakes the drop-off. Now just inside the line. Does drop it off. This is Blake Barnes. And Shilkin goes back to the bench on a line change. Barnes gets out of a jam and drops it off for Jacob Kluche. Right down the slide. Kluche shoots, and that goes wide after partially being deflected by Graziano. Back up the near sideboards. Flipped out by Flint's Josh Bonnyman. Chase Hull spins around Blake Barnes. Gets the puck back in the Spirit end as Kluche's the first man to it. Looking for the stretch pass. He tried to call that one against Blake Barnes, or call Blake Barnes off so we can make the pass. Miscommunication. And so it's down as an icing. 5:03 left in the first period. Dimas Yilkin and Nathan Aspinall have us tied here in Flint. It's 1-1. Back after this on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
If you're a homeowner, you have plenty to think about, like cleaning the gutters, investigating that banging noise, deciding which flowers to plant this year. One thing about being a homeowner you can think less about: questions about home insurance when you have State Farm. Your local State Farm agent is there to help you understand your coverage options and choose the protection that meets your needs, so you can focus on your home, and we'll focus on helping protect it.
Contact State Farm agent Ryan Coe to create your personal price plan today.
Your home for Saginaw Spirit hockey is WSGW.
Saginaw's beer line, Trombley Electric, light the lamp goal off the stick of Dimas Yilkin. 5:03 left in the first period. That's tied the game. Josh Glavin and Nick Sema pick up the assists. Mason Vicari and Stepan Shurigan have had some saves to make in this first period. The most recent scrum of saves from Vicari prior to the Spirit finally breaking through. Two great chances from Carson Harmer. One that he snaps as a regular shot from the bottom of the circle. Vicari makes the save. The rebound pops into the air. Harmer baseball swings it out of the air. It hits Vicari in the chest for a nice save. They've only given Harmer 2 shots in this hockey game, but he's had some really good looks here in the offensive end. 5:03 in the first. Faceoff comes down in Stepan Shurigan's neck of the woods. Firebirds win it. Ryan and Allen opens up a lane and a right pad save from long range. Stepan Shurigan kicks it out. Igor Barabanov puts it off the glass. Allen back in the Flint end. Barabanov gets off on the chains. This is Ignat Pazzi down the left side for the Firebirds. Into the circle. Right pad save by Shurigan. Pazzi on the rebound. Had an assist the other night against Owen Sound for his first point in a Firebird uniform. Ryan and Allen spinning this one back down low, and it's gloved down in the corner. Big collision there as Josh Bonnyman hits one of the Spirit players back in the defensive end, and this goes all the way down for another icing. 4:29 to go in the first. Ignat Pazzi picked up in a trade with the North Bay Battalion. The Spirit just saw him a couple of nights ago or a couple of weekends ago. Pazzi and a 4th-round pick in 2026 from the battalion for Caden Petrie, who was a mainstay of this Flint Firebirds organization for a long time, had 7 points in 12 games this year. 6th-round pick to the Tampa Bay Lightning in 2024. And this Firebird team looking to add, looking to build, is there in the midst of quite the hot streak, 9 straight victories. Podrekar off the offensive zone, face-off, and a shot shoveled towards the net by Darian Anderson. That's gloved and held by Stepan Shurigan. Firebirds 17-6-1-0 this year. Good for 35 points. They are 3rd in the Western Conference, but they have the 2nd most points. Owen Sound is the other division leader. Otherwise, the Firebirds would find themselves in 2nd place. The only team that they're behind in the West Division, of course, the Windsor Spitfires, against whom the Spirit have played some of their best hockey this year, 3-1 against Windsor this year. Tie hockey game here in more West Division action against the Flint Firebirds. Jensen Geldart leading the Spirit counterattack through the neutral zone, looking for Trevor Thoyer, poked away by Graziano. Darian Anderson leads the on-man break. Aspinall down the left side, steps in and shoots, blocked, and the rebound chance squeaks through Shurigan. 5-hole from Aspinall, a broken play, and it's 2-1. #17th of the season from Nathan Aspinall. That's 2 pucks that have beaten Shurigan off the stick of Aspinall, and this one's going to be partially blocked. I think it was Darian Anderson that blocks it on the way through. Anderson was skating in to go. Kind of the skating pick into the offensive end, the driver, they call it. That shot actually might go off James Go. We just got to look from the behind the net cam. And if that is the case, that's a difficult first period for the Spirit defenseman. But Nathan Aspinall cashes in twice, stays with the puck, and makes it 2-1. But we've got a delayed penalty here as Alex Kostov hooked Josh Glavin. Jimmy Lombardi will touch things up, and this could be the break that the Spirit need here. 3:54 left in this first period. Yeah, Kostov not going to protest too much. The Firebird faithful will stick right around that left hand of Josh Glavin. Saginaw to the first IBEW Local 557 power play here in this game. 12th in the OHL. Just a click shy of 20%. 19.6 on the year. Firebirds' 4th best penalty kill. So just after Aspinall scores to make it 2-1. Gervais between Zhilkin and Barabanov. Harper and Jacob Kluche at the point. So some top power play time for Jacob Kluche in the absence of Nikita Klepov. Spirit win the draw. Barabanov up to the right point. Jacob Kluche back through the seam. It was disrupted by Aspinall, who's out here after scoring the goal and gets the puck out to center. He's going to try to skate through Levi Harper. takes him out of the play. The puck is picked up by the overager, Sebastian Gervais. Dropped off to Levi Harper. Drop pass to Barabanov, then up for Zilkin in with speed. Kluche over the right side of the line. Dropped it back. Harper inside the zone. Gervais back to the center point. Harper opens up near side. Kluche back up top. Levi Harper. 120 on the power play. Barabanov left circle. Now goal line. Zilkin in front. Kluche somehow handcuffed by Dryden Allen on a backdoor tap-in opportunity. The puck now behind the net. Dima Zilkin out of the corner. Back up for Graziano. Center point Harper. Shot into traffic, fired wide. And this will be backhanded away and leaps over the stick of Levi Harper into the neutral zone. Firebirds try to sneak a change. Kluche just in for Zilkin, hit by Colosimo, and that fired off the ledge and then deflects up and into the netting, out of play for a stoppage. It's Colosimo and Zilkin visor to visor right now. Josh Colosimo being removed from the equation by Jordan Hurtubise, the linesman. 56 seconds left on the hooking penalty to Alex Kostov. Second power play unit comes out. Sema to take the face-off between Harmer and Rauja. James Go and Graydon Jones on Chris Lazary's second power play unit. Face-off one with help from Rauja. Jones off the wall. Rauja can't get it away from Lombardi. Turnover by Podrekar. Harmer alone. A shot. He scores off the crossbar and in. What a first period for Carson Harmer. And he finally breaks through on the power play to tie the game. Well, just a gift after it was coughed up by Urban Podrekar. That puck should have gotten out into the neutral zone. Saginaw capitalizes on the giveaway, and Carson Harmer, who has been one of the more energetic forwards here in this hockey game, just barely denied of a couple of opportunities earlier, breaks through on the power play to tie the game at 2 for the Spirit on a laser of a shot past the blocker of Bakari off the elbow of the goalpost and crossbar for his 5th goal this season on the power play. Back into the offensive end, here they come again. Brody Papoy's shot blocked by Graziano. Puck ends up in the corner. 2.5 to go in the first period. Tied at 2 here in this 5th game of the I-75 Divide Cup Series. Harmer comes back and knocks Josh Bonnyman off the puck. Hayden Bart around for Jacob Kluche. Flipped to the air. This will be gloved down by Carson Harmer. Graziano takes Harmer to the boards. Picked up, and Urban Podrekar will set up shot back and behind Nathan Vicari's net. Down to the final 2 minutes here this first period. Carson Harmer's power play goal, 5th of the year, comes unassisted. Nathan Aspinall's marker from Darian Anderson. He's got 2 assists in this hockey game. Graziano back out at center now, hits Lombardi. Anderson back in for Aspinall. Firebirds into the right wing corner. Stick check by Zilkin. Puck up high. Graziano waits away from Barabanov. Back to the inside of the blue line and takes a long shot into traffic. That's stopped and held by Stepan Shurigan. And Aspinall has a couple of glove pops for Dima Zilkin. 1:38 left in the first period. And those two continue to jaw back and forth. Scott Wheeler of The Athletic recently spent a handful of days, spent a weekend with the Saginaw Spirit. And out of his travels with Saginaw, the story that came out of it was centered around Dima Zilkin. And the opening line, he's a competitive little prick. That's a quote from Chris Lazary. They call him the Rat, and just listing all the attributes that make Dima Zilkin such an intimidating player to play against, such an effective player on the Spirit side of things. He's mixed it up with Nathan Aspinall, who at 6'7" has 9 inches in stature on Dima Zilkin. They'll be tagged with offensive or offsetting minors as this puck drifts in on Stepan Shurigan. 1:34 to go here in this first period. The game tied at 2. Not too much in the way of a mix-up after the fact. So Aspinall and Zilkin will be unavailable for the remainder of this first period. Puck back in behind the net. Off the defensive zone face-off. This is Barabanov taking things back up to neutral ice, looking to take advantage of the open space. Over the line, they are offside. It's called by Justin Cornell. Back out at center, the face-off will come. 1:22 left in this opening period. Roughing for both Aspinall and Dimas Yilkin. We've seen a little bit of it all here from the 2008-born Yilkin, but late 2008. That's why he's not eligible for the NHL draft until next year. James Go off this neutral ice faceoff. Picked up by Barabanov. Up over center red. Barabanov weaves his way in. Flips the puck up to himself and helped back into the corner by Levi Harper. Barabanov spins it back in front. Broken play. Gervais knocks that out of the air from knee height. Then it's off the wall. James Go knocked down. Keeps it alive. Pinballing around for Gervais. And Levi Harper again in the neutral zone. Knocks through Ignat Pazzi. Barabanov back for James Go inside the final 60 seconds of the period. Gervais down the left side. With Harper breaking, Dryden Allen keeps Gervais off the puck. Harper's got it again out of the corner. To James Go. Dropped off, Barabanov right up through the middle. Barabanov takes a shot. That's deflected to the corner. Off the stick of Darrell Zoljanski. Kostov's on this for Flint. 27 to go. Into the offensive zone. His pass too far ahead of Ignat Pazzi. Poked away by Igor Barabanov, but Urban Padrekar is on things here for the Firebirds. The pass back up looking for Pazzi. Goes out to the neutral zone. Kostov touches up. Pluche had to hop back onto the Spirit bench for fear of a delay of game penalty. Awkward collision. James Go gets tied up with Kostov in the corner. He's back up, shakes it off. Levi Harper with 3 seconds. Delayed penalty is coming, and he won't get past the red line. But a hooking call is coming up to start the second period. Urban Padrekar called here for the trip in the last moment, literally the last moment of the period. So it will likely be a 4-against-3 power play to start off the second for the Saginaw Spirit. But, boy, what a first 20 minutes we've seen. Nathan Aspinall, a pair of goals for the Flint Firebirds. Dimas Yilkin and Carson Harmer, an even strength and power play goal. Lots of saves for Stepan Shurigan and Mason Vicari. So that means lots to talk about. Jonathan and myself back for your first intermission report on the other side of this break here on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
When you go Great Lakes Bay in Michigan, lose yourself in nature and find yourself at peace. Soak up the stillness of winter on glistening trails or glide along an outdoor ice rink. Take charming carriage rides through snowy streets. Embrace the magic of the season and warm up with comfort food and handcrafted beverages. There are moments of pure greatness all around if we linger long enough to soak them in. Find yours at gogreat.com.
Looking for the perfect place for your loved one to thrive? At Traditions of Saginaw, we offer comfort, care, and community. It's a senior living hat trick. Whether it's enjoying delicious, chef-prepared meals, personalized support, or fun events, Traditions of Saginaw feels like home. Schedule your tour today and see why families trust us for peace of mind and vibrant living. Learn more at traditionsofsaginaw.com or call to schedule a tour today. Traditions of Saginaw. Welcome home.
At Garber Chevy Chesaning, better means you get it all. Better prices, better selection, and better service. Our factory-trained technicians keep your vehicle in top condition. We have everything your vehicle needs, even tires. Come see us at Garber Chevy Chesaning and see how you can get it all. At the corner of M52 and M57, online at garberchesaning.com. Chevrolet, together, let's drive.
Everybody knows you'll do better at Garber.
It takes each of us to make Saginaw a place we're proud to call home. Since 1984, Saginaw Community Foundation has helped build and strengthen Saginaw County by bringing together people and resources to make a difference. We're a one-stop shop for giving, building endowments, grant-making, and community leadership. Visit SaginawFoundation.org today to learn more about how you can help support your community. Saginaw Community Foundation, building a flourishing community for all, for good, forever.
It's time for your intermission report. In the Stormmaster Exterior Studios, here is Jonathan Dent.
What more could we ask for out of a rivalry like Saginaw and Flint? Some rough stuff, some great saves, and of course, a very close game, at least through the first 20 minutes of play. Let's take a look back at that first period. Brought to you by Raymond. Empower your purpose. Rough and tumble play starts early. Some big hits thrown either way. Saginaw takes the initiative to put some shots towards Vicari, narrowly kept out, and the Firebirds give it right back. Shurigan makes a few stops early on, but at 3 minutes, 16 seconds, a Spirit zone entry is broken up by Darian Anderson and Dryden Allen, and Nathan Aspinall turns the other way and scores from distance to make it 1-0.
Brought back in by Saginaw. Gervais pumped back out, and now it's up and ahead for the Firebird captain. Aspinall, he scores! Long wrister from the right wing circle. May have been deflected by a Spirit stick. Beat Stephon Shurigan low, and the Firebirds are up 1-0.
Just under 5 minutes in, both Carson Harmer and James Go take tripping penalties at the same time. A full 2 minutes of 5-on-3 power play for Flint. Saginaw takes the first minute off the clock with a couple good clears, and Stephon Shurigan makes some nice saves to kill off the remainder.
Top of the zone, now left circle, Podrekar. Aspinall back up high, waiting for a lane opens. One-time shot, stopped from the right circle by Shurigan as he shuts down Lombardi. Aspinall high again, 28 to go. Steps in and shoots one, and another pad save by Shurigan.
Firebirds continue the offensive as things even back up, but Shurigan is able to hold them off, give the Spirit some time moving the other direction, finding good chances of their own, and a great passing play off a zone entry sees a shot from Josh Glavin stopped, with Dima Zhilkin stuffing in the rebound to tie the game at 1.
Miscommunication picked up here by Dima Zhilkin. Spirit have a chance, dropped off Sema. Back for the late man, Glavin the shot, left pad save, they score on the rebound! Dima Zhilkin pumps it home off the Glavin shot. 6:27 to go in the first period. Saginaw ties the game at 1.
Nick Sema, the secondary assist on that one. 13 minutes, 33 seconds, your Herman Hisson Company time of the goal. The Firebirds break in to the offensive end at 15:53. Darian Anderson creates traffic for Aspinall, and he scores his second of the night to retake the lead.
Poked away by Graziano. Darian Anderson leads the on-man break. Aspinall down the left side, steps in and shoots, blocked, and a rebound chance squeaks through Shurigan. 5-hole from Aspinall, a broken play, and it's 2-1.
A Spirit power play at 16:06. Their first of the night as Alex Kostov takes a hooking penalty. Some good looks early, and just over a minute in, a failed clear ends up on the stick of Carson Harmer right in front. He sends it top shelf to tie things up at 2.
Jones off the wall. Rouser can't get it away from Lombardi. Turned over by Podrekar. Harmer alone. His shot. He scores off the crossbar and in. What a first period for Carson Harmer. And he finally breaks through on the power play to tie the game.
That goal unassisted, 17 minutes, 19 seconds, your Herman Hisson Company time of the goal there. At 18 minutes 22, not too long after, Dima Zhilkin and Aspinall exchange roughing penalties. It's 4-on-4, and right at the horn, Urban Podrekar takes a hooking penalty, so Saginaw will have a minute 38 of power play time moving on into the second period. 2-2 the score. Shots on goal favored Flint 18-12. Scoring in the first, it was Nathan Aspinall, assisted by Anderson and Allen. Dima Zhilkin, assisted by Glavin and Sema. Aspinall, again, his 17th of the season, assisted by Anderson. And then Carson Harmer, his 5th of the year, on the power play, unassisted, brings us to that tie game. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, Dylan and I break down that first period a little bit more for you here on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
From the depths of the ocean to the farthest reaches of space, Corning's technologies push the boundaries of what's possible. We're the world's leading innovator in glass and ceramic science, and we're innovating right here in Michigan. Corning's solar wafer site in Hemlock is helping guarantee American energy security. We're investing in our local Michigan communities. That's why Corning is a proud sponsor of the Saginaw Spirit. Learn more about Corning today at corning.com.
Prost Wine Bar and Charcuterie now has 2 buzzing locations to enjoy. Visit us in downtown Frankenmuth or in uptown Bay City. We offer a full bar, menu, and memorable atmosphere. Walk-ins are always welcome, and Bay City is now accepting reservations online at prostwinebar.com. Open 7 days a week. Make Prost Wine Bar in Frankenmuth or uptown Bay City your destination for great wine and even better times.
Are you looking to make a sweet change in your career? Plant your career with Michigan Sugar Company. Michigan Sugar Company is now hiring STEM, skilled trades, maintenance, and general labor roles at their Bay City, Caro, Croswell, and Seaboing factories. Visit michigansugar.com/careers for a full list of available roles and to start your application today. Michigan Sugar Company, making life sweeter since 1906.
When you're shopping for insurance, you might say, "What? Huh?"
I'm so over this.
But what you really need to say is something that could actually help.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
When you get a local State Farm agent, they can help make it easy and help you choose the coverage you need. Plus, they're available online, over the phone, or even in person.
I'm so into this.
Contact State Farm agent Mike Miner to create your personal price plan today.
Your home for Saginaw Spirit hockey is WSGW.
Welcome back. After one period of play, the Saginaw Spirit and Flint Firebirds tied up at 2 apiece as we bring in from the Town Place Suites by Marriott broadcast booth, Dylan Clark. Dylan, man, it feels like late March, early April right now with just the level of energy coming from these two teams. It's not a playoff game. It feels like it just based on where we are in this rivalry series. Lots of jawing after the whistle, lots of hits being thrown either way. What are you seeing there?
I think it's a fast game. I think it's a fast first period, and boy, does that make everybody's lives a lot more enjoyable. We've seen teams come out shy to start games. That's not the case in this game. And you know what? It makes for better hockey. It makes for, I think it increases everybody's chance of winning and just kind of overall being into the hockey game. Like we saw some hits early on. We saw some really good scoring opportunities. The goaltenders have been in it early and often. There's a sense of urgency. I think if I had to boil it down to one thing, that's what I would say. There's a sense of urgency in that first period for both hockey teams. Saginaw doesn't want to see this season series closed out before American Thanksgiving, and the Firebirds do want to get it all buttoned up because, after that, it's you got the psychological advantage when Saginaw comes back to see the rest of the season series. So the Spirit are playing like they're like it's Game 5 of a playoff series or something like that.
Absolutely. You said the goalies in it early and often. I'm noticing neither team gets really extended time in the offensive end, but when they do, they make the most of it, sending quite a few high-danger shots towards the net. Both of these goaltenders really holding pretty strong.
Yeah, you're right. And the Firebirds goals, both of them come off the rush, and both of them come off of broken plays. Nothing really Stepan Shurigan could do about the first one. Goes off James Go's stick and in, and then the second chance, a broken play that goes off of James Go, and the rebound gets shot cleanly. It just glances off the inside of Stepan Shurigan's pads. That one, between the two, that would have been the more savable of them, but still, it's tough to completely point the finger at 63. He made 16 saves in that first period. He's been busy, and you know what? He's going to be a big part of the puzzle for the next 40 minutes of play. On the flip side of things, the Spirit have gotten a decent amount of chances through Mason Vicari or through to Mason Vicari. So there's no hesitance to shoot between these two hockey teams, and the offensive chances have come primarily off the rush.
Let's talk about Harmer and Cloutier. Harmer especially had a great 20 minutes there. With Klepov out, their normal line mate, Sebastian Gervais, has been bumped up to the first line alongside Barabanov and oh my goodness, I can't believe it. Zhilkin, of course, the goal scorer there. But how does it look with that Harmer, Cloutier, and now Papoy line out there?
I think that's been a lot of Saginaw's success, and not just Harmer at the end of the power play. He kind of gets a gimme there. That was a different group of players on the ice, but the shifts that those guys have put together in the offensive zone, we probably said Cloutier's name maybe the most in that first half of the period. Jacob Cloutier and Carson Harmer are looking more like themselves. And, I don't want to belabor the point that it's been a little bit of a slower start for those two guys to start this year than maybe you would expect in their second full OHL seasons. Harmer, 8 points in 22 games coming into tonight. Cloutier, 12 and 21. Those guys were, they were some of the top rookies in the OHL last season. Jacob Cloutier is an NHL drafted player. So you need to, and you want to, and you hope to see him take that step in their sophomore OHL season. And for whatever reason, things haven't been finding their way onto the score sheet quite as easily. I think the luck is starting to turn for those guys, and it's a positive cycle. Your luck turns a little bit. You start to feel a little bit more. You skate a little bit harder. You skate a little bit harder, and your luck gets a little bit better, and more pucks find the back of the net. So 13 and 42 are in the middle of a positive spiral right now personally, and I think that's carried over throughout the Spirit entirely. The rising tide's kind of floating all boats with 13 and 42.
They'll be trying to carry that momentum into the second. It's a tie game, 2-2. Dylan, thank you for your time as always. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, a look at our out-of-town scores brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings here on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
Garber Buick is America's oldest Buick dealership. Our factory-trained service technicians deliver precision care to keep your vehicle performing at its best. We also have an award-winning body shop. We even sell parts and tires. You truly get it all at Garber Buick. Better service, better selection, and better prices. Garber Buick, State Street in Saginaw. Online, garberbuick.com. Buick, exceptional by design.
Everybody knows you'll do better at Garber.
Independent Bank is proud to be the corporate sponsor of your Saginaw Spirit. We've been banking in Michigan for 160 years and have always put our customers and communities first. We pride ourselves on being a full-service bank, offering an exceptional banking experience for personal, small business, and commercial banking customers, helping them to achieve financial independence. Be a game changer. Be independent. Member FDIC.
As proud sponsors of the Saginaw Spirit hockey team, the Barb Smith Suicide Resource and Response Network invite you to join us in supporting the players in our community. Our mission is to prevent suicide through education, advocacy, connection to resources, and support for those impacted by suicide. Visit us at srrn.net. That's srrn.net to learn more about our programs and events. Let's go Spirit!
Looking for an easier way to travel? Fly from MBS International Airport, conveniently located in the heart of the Great Lakes Bay region. No long lines, simple to get around, and for the best deals, always book directly at mbsairport.org, with Delta and United providing access to wherever you want to fly. MBS is putting the world right outside your door. MBS International Airport. Save time and money and fly from nearby. Visit mbsairport.org.
Your region, your team. You're listening to Saginaw Spirit Hockey on WSGW.
Welcome back. After one period of play, the Saginaw Spirit and Flint Firebirds tied up 2-2 on this Thanksgiving Eve matchup. As we take our look at our out-of-town scores brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings. Well, this game between the Spirit and the Birds is the closest here this evening. The Brampton Steelheads out to a 2-0 lead over the Erie Otters. That game in Erie, Kieran Witkowski and Julian DeMiglio have the Steelheads out to that 2-0 lead. In Windsor, the Spitfires are down 1-0 against the visiting Owen Sound Attack. Landon Jackman has the difference maker there. In just moments from now, the puck will be dropped at the USA CHL Prospect Challenge Game 2 in Lethbridge. Nikita Klepov of the Saginaw Spirit on Team CHL there. We'll keep an eye on those scores as we get going. And in NHL action, after one period of play, the Detroit Red Wings down 1-0 against the Nashville Predators. We'll have more updates to come. But first, puck drop on the second period between the Spirit and the Firebirds after this on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
Enjoy the spirit of Frankenmuth and score big with your kids at the indoor water parks. The puck stops here in Funtown, where fan favorites include chicken and Christmas, but there's really so much more. Arcades, breweries, carriage rides, shopping, and pretzel rolling. Frankenmuth, where we leave the icing to the dessert. 800 Funtown. No matter how cold it is outside or in the hockey rink, there's loads of indoor fun waiting just down the road in Frankenmuth.
When you're shopping for insurance, you might say, "What? Huh?"
I'm so over this.
But what you really need to say is something that could actually help.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
When you get a local State Farm agent, they can help make it easy and help you choose the coverage you need. Plus, they're available online, over the phone, or even in person.
I'm so into this.
Contact State Farm agent Chris Barrios to create your personal price plan today.
At Dow, we believe performance starts long before the whistle blows. It begins in the lab, where science meets sport. From apparel to playing surfaces to gear, we create cutting-edge materials that help drive high performance from lab to stadium. Because in sports, just like in science, every second counts. And every material matters. Dow, at the intersection of sport and science. Learn more at dow.com/sports.
This is Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 FM WSGW, Carlton, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland.
Second period between the Saginaw Spirit and the Flint Firebirds sees Saginaw on their second IBEW Local 557 power play in this game. It was a tripping penalty to Nathan Aspinall at the end of to Alex Kostov rather, at the end of that second period. Aspinall and Dimas Yilkin will serve the final 22 seconds of their offsetting roughing minors. So a 4-on-3 power play here for Saginaw to start the second period, tied at 2. Fifth game of the Coors Lite I-75 Divide Cup Series. Flint has 4 wins in the series so far. A win tonight, they'll secure the cup. So Barabanov to start out with this face-off. In an important second period, give and go with Kluche. Barabanov from the circle, rang it off the far post. This one cleared back out here by the Firebirds and down as they narrowly escaped that incident. Shurigan for Levi Harper. Strides up to the neutral zone. Drops it back off to Igor Barabanov. Up through center ice again. Barabanov to Kluche. Back on through. Barabanov up high. Harper. Now it's a 5-on-4 as the two men come out of the box. Jilkin out of the corner. 40 seconds gone in the Spirit power play. Harper for Barabanov. Left circle. Goal line. Bumper shot. Great save by Mason Vicari as he shuts down Gervais. Harper fakes the shot. Gets it back from Jilkin. Takes the shot that goes off Lombardi. Good work there by Kluche to tie up the clear by Fellinger. Jilkin cross ice. Barabanov to Kluche. Up high. Now near side. Harper handcuffed by it. Moves to Jilkin down low. In front. Can't find Barabanov. It was blocked by Aspinall. Kluche to Harper. Back over. Barabanov. One pass too many. It can't be held by Jilkin. Harper in the left circle. Takes his shot. Save made by Vicari. Rebound to Kluche. Just deflected and comes all the way back out into the Spirit end. 40 seconds left. 3 big-time saves by Mason Vicari on this penalty kill so far for Flint. Barabanov for Jilkin. Back over. Kluche just inside the line. Gervais. Goal line Jilkin. Waiting. Back in front for Gervais. The shot. That goes wide. Off a skate and out the other side. Now a chance shorthanded here for Colosimo down the left wing. Hesitates back behind the net. Wraparound try. Goes off the outside of the goal. Barabanov for Dimas Jilkin. Back up through center ice. 7 seconds left on the Kostov penalty. Near side Gervais, and that will be whistled as the Spirit get called offside. 18:03 left in the second period. 3 seconds left on the Kostov tripping penalty. Mason Vicari, the hero of this most recent Spirit power play. As the puck movement has taken an extra step here for the Spirit as we are nearing the end of the month of November, and we got to drop this puck again off the neutral ice face-off. Nick Sema looked like he would have had a clean break towards the goaltender. Points in back-to-back games for Nick Sema with an assist on the Dimas Jilkin goal earlier in this game. Ignat Pazzi gets waved out of the neutral zone face-off against Harmer. Tries to win it forward. Harmer just pushes things into the Flint end, and that's the end of the power play. Kostov out of the box. Saginaw 1 for 2. Still a tie hockey game here, 2 aside. As Carson Harmer gloves this down at the Firebird logo at center. Ignat Pazzi steals from Harmer. Sema's in on the forecheck. Can't steal that puck. Graziano pushes it back out to neutral ice. Jones knocks into Bodyman. Now here's Chase Hull. Trying to drift on through, and a shot on the blocker side snapped wide. Hull gets hit by Nick Semo away from the puck. Braden Jones gets into Bodyman. Ignat Pazzi towards the net, looking backdoor. That cross-ice chance broken up by James Go. He's got it back now in behind the net of Shurigan. Nearly 3 minutes gone here in the second. Pass misfired, intended for Braden Jones. Carson Harmer gets after it. He throws a rolling puck back in behind the net of Mason Vicari. Can't get it away from Nick Sema, who's got it on the backside of the net. Sema walks into the circle. Fumbled on the pass and just turns it back down towards the net. Harmer again. He's been out here for a while. Harmer reverses it. Back up to Hayden Bartz at the right point. Shrugs off the check of Aspinall. Sema point shot deflected wide by Harmer. Darian Anderson up and out to center. At the red line. Taken away by Hayden Barch. Moves back into the Spirit end. And his pass looking for Miroslav Shatan. Goes down for an icing. 16:39 to go. That puck was, again, snapped at about ankle height, trying to get that over to Miroslav Shatan. So the face-off back in the defensive zone. Saginaw, the only 2 shots here in this second period. Now a chance for Flint. Shatan wins the D-zone face-off, out with Jacob Kluche and Uri Rauja. Anderson up high. Fellinger near side. Aspinall one-time shot. Stick save by Shurigan. Rebound in the circle. Great save as Shurigan gets across and comes out to make the stop. 2 big stops again from the Spirit netminder. Puck in the corner. Firebirds go to work. Lombardi sees it taken away by Jacob Kluche. Cuts to the middle. Kluche up to center red and fires it in off the glass. This is Ryland Fellinger back behind the Flint goal. Cut off by Rauser. Kluche down to steal. And Shatan the shot. And a great save by Vakari as he robs Miroslav Shatan from just a couple of feet off the blue paint. Really good opportunity for Miroslav Shatan. A little snake bitten to start the Spirit tenure here. Claimed off of league entry waivers over the summer. 7th rounder by the Washington Capitals in 2024. Still looking for his first points here in his 21st OHL game. Off the draw, Zhilkin in the offensive end. Pocket pick by Aspinall, who very nearly had his 3rd goal of the night about a minute ago. This is rimmed back around and out to center. Darian Anderson. Closed off by Nick Sema, but he moves the puck into the Spirit end. James Go. Lost the puck. Needs some help from Zhilkin. Zhilkin up the far wall. Pokes it ahead to Sema. Getting after it now is Igor Barabanov. 2 Firebirds to him. The linesman cut that puck off, so Sema's going to have to shovel it back into the Firebirds' end. 4.5 gone in the second period. Both goals for both teams were scored back in the first. Aspinall has 2. Zhilkin and Harmer have the 2 Spirit goals. It's just now Urban Padrekar making his way up the far side boards. An inadvertent collision. Colosimo and Zhilkin in the neutral zone. Now here comes Padrekar on a long shot. Snapped aside by the right pad of Stepan Shurigan. Second time tonight that Urban Padrekar has hopped up and tried to split the defense. Stick lift by Graziano on Zhilkin. So the puck comes down into the Firebirds' end, and Vakari will drop it off for his defenseman, Dryden Allen. Allen into the offensive zone, has a good gap, and a right pad save made by Shurigan on a seemingly harmless shot. Allen on it, right wing circle, walks into the slot. That one blocked by Gervais. Rebound chance, a good pad save by Shurigan on Brady Smith. Puck gotten up the wall. Sebastian Gervais can't get past Dryden Allen. Alex Kostov takes over here for Flint. Stick lift by Trevor Thoyer. And will try to send the Spirit counterattack back in. He pushes the puck in behind Vakari's net. Allen up the boards. Josh Colosimo. Puck off the wall out at center. Blake Barnes. Short pass to the boards. 50-50 puck comes back into the neutral zone. Valeris can't get it out. This is Kostov here. Maybe a little bit of a mismatch here. Oljanski looking to the back goalpost. Can't find anybody. Ryland Fellinger here. Shifts past Trevor Thoyer. Fellinger shot. That one off some bodies. Shurigan makes the save. And the puck may have been behind him, but in between the wickets, he makes the stop and gets a whistle. As Tessier grabs Xander Valeris by the scruff. And Sebastian Gervais got pushed into his netminder. Firebirds had a pretty good chance there after Barnes and Valeris get caught kind of playing hot potato with that puck. 14:09 left in this second period. Stepan Shurigan makes another save. Firebirds now out shooting Saginaw 7-3 here in the second. Fellinger off the offensive zone face-off, tosses the puck to the corner. Off the glass and out to center. Komodowski on things here for the Firebirds. Nearly stolen by Saginaw's Brody Papoy. This will be Bryson Morgan. Around to Fellinger. Up off the inside of the skates of Tessier. Firebirds get it ahead. Graydon Jones hit by Cunningham. Puck goes back and behind the Spirit net. This is Brody Papoy here. Up the near side to Carey. 13:41 to go in the second. Tie hockey game. Spirit are onside, but they've lost the puck. And back into Saginaw real estate it comes for Josh Glavin. Graydon Jones now has some time and space to move this puck. Up to Jacob Kluche at center. Graziano, as Kluche pokes it around him in the corner. Lays the puck along the yellow kick plate up to the far boards where Brody Papoy's got it. Free agent signing by the Spirit. This one goes off the gloves of Tessier, and Firebirds might have some numbers back the other direction. Cunningham nicely poked away by Saginaw's Graydon Jones. A loose puck rescued by Brody Papoy. Lost at the line, but picked up by Jacob Kluche. Shifts wide on Urban Podrekar. A long shot. Not necessarily threatening, and a save made by the glove of Vakari, but look who's right in front of him. Chest to chest is Jacob Kluche. Nathan Aspinall lets Kluche know he's not a fan, but that's it on that particular incident. 12:55 left, second period. It's still a 2-2 hockey game. We're back to the Norton Financial Center in a moment here in your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
You really do get it all at Garber Midland. It's more than just better prices. It's better financing, better selection, and a better overall customer experience. And we're more than the place you buy your vehicle. We're also where your vehicle is serviced by factory-trained technicians with the highest standards of service. Come see how you can get it all at Garber Midland at the corner of Saginaw and Eastman. See all our inventory online at garbermidland.com. Chevrolet, together, let's drive.
Hi, this is Graydon Jones, and you're listening to Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 WSGW.
12:55 left in the second period. Graydon Jones just recently leapfrogged by Levi Harper for now 8th place as far as the best point-producing seasons by rookie Spirit defensemen go. Harper up to 20 points in 24 contests. And again, the record, Zane Parekh, 37 points in 50 games back in 2022-23. Harper is well on his way to perhaps setting some Spirit history, but the Firebirds move things back in here in a tie hockey game after a defensive zone faceoff. Darian Anderson gets after it against Saginaw's Levi Harper. Puck up high on Nick Sema. At center red, carries it in himself, drops it off, takes the check, but moves it there to James Go. Drop pass to get back to Sema. Rims it along the boards, and at the left point, it's Levi Harper. Backhanded pass. Corralled by Sema. Stepping off the wall, pucks in his skates. Gets through a Firebird defenseman and turns a shot towards the net. That's deflected out of play over the netting. The latest commit to the University of Michigan. Nick Sema was announced on Monday. He will be joining the Wolverines for the 2026-27 season. Now all three of Saginaw's overage players are headed to the NCAA after the year is done. Sebastian Gervais to Clarkson. James Go will go to RPI. A couple of Firebirds announcing commitments as well. Alex Kostov will go to Quinnipiac. And Mason Vicari, Stonehill College commit just earlier this week for both of those two guys. Yaroslav Shatan wins an offensive zone faceoff, but it's quickly intercepted by Brady Smith. And the Firebirds have an angle here on Harper. Good defensive stick by Harper. He cost him his stick as it's out of his hands now, but he blocked the shot. Firebirds can't keep this puck in. So they throw it back behind the net to Stepan Shurigan, who one-hands it there with the goal stick for James Go. Up to his own blue line. James Go weaves his way into the zone. Miroslav Shatan down to the goal line in front. The pass cut off by Darrell Zoljanski. Off the glass and out into the Spirit zone. Turning puck can be collected by Saginaw's Sebastian Gervais. Moved up to Rauja. Little fumble there from Shatan. Poked away by Levi Harper, out of danger. The laid offside here for the Firebirds as Harper's got a moment to sort himself out. Time expires, though, on that chance. Here comes Shatan down the left side, sandwiched between a couple of Firebirds. As the puck is picked up now in the Firebirds' end by Dryden Allen. Levi Harper in the clear at center, gets it into Uri Rauja, one-on-one. Rauja snaps a shot, and that one deflected. But Vicari makes the save with the goal stick. Harper tries to move off the wall. Handcuffed here. Firebirds move it the other direction. Alex Kostov one-on-one against Gervais, the last man back. Kostov this shot, and another save by Stepan Shurigan. Got a little friendly fire on the snow shower from Xander Valeris as he was trying to get the pressure back. 11:08 to go in the second period. Another stop for Stepan Shurigan here in his 6th consecutive start. The Samara, Russia native. It's been helpful that he's had some native Russian speakers, Barabanov, Klepov, Dimas Yilkin to help him out, but word on the street is that English lessons are incoming for Stepan Shurigan. Goaltending coach Kevin Delamar has been using the Google Translate in his goalie sessions, but English lessons for the Russian netminder might make communication a little bit easier here. That is upcoming as the Firebirds, a little trouble back in their own end as they put that puck into the pads of Mason Vicari. Now Colosimo is shaking the mitts at Papoy. They're not going to go. 10:49 to go in the second. Brody Papoy going to take a pass on his first OHL fight. 6'1", 175. Not playing too far from home, the Clarkston, Michigan native. He's going to stay out between Harmer and Kluche. Jonathan and I discussed during the intermission that this has maybe been Saginaw's second best line in this hockey game. So probably smart for Papoy to stay on the ice. They cycle it back into the corner off the draw. Colosimo and Papoy come together again. They move the puck. Go a shot. Backdoor chance. How does that stay out of the net? Oh, Papoy playing a double hit that puck. On the near side, the Firebirds go to work again. Papoy and Colosimo. Now the puck comes up. Kluche keeps it alive. Steps to the middle. He's got Fellinger all over him. Stays at the top of the zone now for Harmer. A little toe drag to try and get around his man Josh Bonniman, but he can't do it. Bonniman's got this off the center. Hauled down by Harmer. Penalty coming. 10:14 to go in the second period. It will be a holding call against Saginaw's Carson Harmer. So for Saginaw, their third Stormmaster Exteriors penalty kill in this game. And it comes just seconds after a really high-quality scoring opportunity, a shot from the point. Brody Papoy is in behind the goaltender. And again, this is without getting a replay on it. I think it hit his stick and then his skate. So it stayed out of the net. Firebirds win the offensive zone faceoff here on their third power play of the game. Tied at 2, midway through the second. In the left circle, this is Alex Kostov. Moves to the center point. Gives the puck to Podrekar where he was just standing. Left circle. Down to the goal line. Ignat Pazzi spins away from Hayden Bartz. Moves it now. Kostov left circle. Shoots it off the goal post. On the glove hand side of Shurigan. Aspinall keeps it in. Just inside the blue line. Nathan Aspinall. Near side Urban Podrekar. Takes a shot from the middle and slot that one up and over the goalpost, over the crossbar. Lombardi can't keep it alive. He split the defenseman. So Podrekar and Aspinall back out to the neutral zone. The Firebirds fan on their zone entry. Shurigan out to clear it. Off of Ignat Pazzi. Jimmy Lombardi keeps it alive for Podrekar. Then this is Alex Kostov. Off the far side boards. Kostov with 1:04 left on the power play. Gets it back from Podrekar. Kostov shoots and a glove save by Shurigan. Traffic in front. Lombardi and Glavin lock up. The pile goes back in behind the net now. But that's it on this disagreement. Jilkin, Glavin, Bartz, and Sebastian Gervais, the penalty killers here for the Spirit. 59 seconds left on the holding penalty to Carson Harmer. And some fresh bodies come out for Chris Lazary. Valeris go, Seema. Jacob Kluche hopping the boards. And more ice time for Kluche in this game. He's taking the most of it, making the most of it. D-zone face-off for Saginaw, halfway through the penalty kill. Ignat Pazzi off the draw. Little trouble for Podrekar to handle it. Aspinall. Right circle, Lombardi. Fan on the pass, gets it back. Nathan Aspinall now takes the shot, blocked by James Go, and gotten out by Nick Seema. James Go had the stick in the lane and was able to block the shot. Aspinall back in. Kluche won't make it easy. Aspinall tries to bully his way into the zone, knocked off the puck. Pazzi, stick lift there by Seema. Gets a couple of whacks for Kostov. Good work by Kluche and Seema here on this penalty kill. 30 seconds left on it. Kostov to the middle of the ice again. Up high. Throws it down low. Turning shot by Pazzi and a pad save by Shurigan. Rebound Podrekar. Up to Alex Kostov just inside the line. Broken up by Jacob Kluche and Nick Seema. Makes short work of that. Sends it all the way down to Mason Vicari. 10 seconds left in the Spirit PK. Dryden Allen hits the Spirit blue line with speed. Gets the hands up on Jilkin. Penalty time expires. Harmer's out of the box, back at 5-on-5. He moves it to Igor Barabanov. From center red, off the glass. Not in with possession is Jilkin. Dryden Allen takes over, rimmed around. Right point, Xander Valeris keeps it alive. Backhander down low. Igor Barabanov steps to the middle. Firebirds on him. He doubles back. Barabanov opens up. He's at the right point now. Trying to head fake his way through Dryden Allen. Takes a shot. That one deflected by Jilkin. Right pad save again. Mason Vicari. Flipped out to center ice. Valeris to Barabanov. Picked up by Ryland Cunningham in the neutral zone. Shurigan way out of his net to play it. Turning back in. Spin to the corner by Shurigan. Tessie's going to take over. That could have been a little bit more dangerous. As Nick Sema gets this out of danger for Xander Valeris. Barabanov lays the puck to himself out in neutral ice before taking a check. Dimas Yilkin gives it a backhanded whack into the Firebirds' end. Mason Vicari out of his net to play this. Sema races for contact with Cunningham. Carson Harmer throws a hit, but the puck comes back out at center. Saginaw not shying away from contact. Head-man pass. Sema's got it from Jones. Given over. Papoy, this shot fought off by the glove of Vicari. Jones comes down. Taken heavily into the boards by Colosimo. Puck back underneath the Firebird goal line. Kluche tries to get a piece of Chase Hull. Flynn gets it back out to neutral ice. This is Ryland Cunningham. In over the offensive blue line, snaps a shot, and that's an easy glove save for Stepan Shurigan. Blake Barnes and Chase Hull go into the Spirit goalpost. And everybody is separated. Nobody any worse for wear. 6:43 left in this second period. A lot of rivalries this week for the Spirit. Flint tonight, then the home and home with the London Knights coming up on Friday and Saturday. First visit to Canada Life Place this year. And a 7:05 puck drop at home on Saturday. Another 989 Connect night honoring local municipality workers. Friday's going to be the Black Friday sale at the Spirit store on State Street as well. 30% off all merchandise, excluding jerseys. 50% off of hats as well. If you want to get the early Christmas shopping going, here's Hall, a shot right off the faceoff. The left pad saved by Stepan Shurigan, who will be getting copious amounts of Christmas presents from his teammates, I'm sure. Here comes Jacob Kluche trying to get into the offensive zone. Shurigan already up to 27 saves in the game. Big-time collision back in the Firebirds' end as Papoy got run over. He's on this puck in the left wing corner, though. Papoy got to shake the rust off. Taken into the wall by Colosimo. Now at the left point, Glavin. Just inside the line, kept alive by Hayden Barch. Papoy and Colosimo locked up again. Kluche runs a little bit of interference there. Firebirds take it away. This is Josh Bonnyman, 3-on-2 for Flint, back into the offensive zone. Slipped on through, pass broken up. Darrell Zoljanski in front. They can't get the shot away for Hull. He gets taken into the wall by Papoy. Shurigan made the save. Jones off the glass and out to center. Saginaw gets to take the heat out of a hot kitchen here and get a line change. Firebirds trying to move the quick up down the near side. Podrekar fires it back around. Stepan Shurigan out of his net to play it. Slid there for Josh Glavin into the skates of Jensen Geldart. Gervais spins a cross-ice pass. Split the difference between Rauja and Levi Harper. Got run over by Graziano. Firebirds throw the body around here in this game. Back in their defensive end. Jensen Geldart can't steal from Luca Graziano. Firebirds off the far side wall. Stretch pass. Darian Anderson angles it back in. Stepan Shurigan there to play it. Off some legs again. You're right. Rauja drops it off now for Jensen Geldart. 5 minutes left in the second period. We remain in a 2-2 deadlock as this puck ripped around the Firebirds' boards. Rauja off the pass from Levi Harper. Rauja down the right wing again. Back behind the net. This is Sebastian Gervais in the left corner. Try to put it back in front. Darian Anderson on it now. Jimmy Lombardi into the offensive zone. Driving wide on Levi Harper. LA Kings fourth rounder back behind the net for Flint. Taken away, though, by Saginaw's James Go. The defenseman leads the charge into the neutral zone. James Go. Taken by Barabanov. Stops up. Creates some room. Moves to the middle. Takes a shot right into the glove of Mason Vicari. 4:26 in the second period. The goaltenders stealing the show some more. Mason Vicari and Stepan Shurigan keep it 2-2. We're back to complete the second period after this here on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
In hockey, every play counts, and retirement's no different. At McIntosh & Associates, we're your financial line mates, helping you skate through the tough stuff. Taxes, healthcare, income planning, and more. You bring the goals. We'll help set up the assist. Schedule your visit at wealthmichigan.com or call 989-692-2200. Retirement made clear with a team that plays to win.
Soar with us. Saginaw Spirit Hockey is on 100.5 FM WSGW.
4:26 left in the second period here from the Dordt Financial Center. 2 goals aside. Two from Nathan Aspinall, Dimas Yilkin, and Carson Harmon on the Spirit side of things. Busy night so far for Stepan Shurigan and Mason Vicari, more so for Stepan Shurigan. He's had to make 12 saves here in the second period alone, 8 for Vicari. Nick Seaman to take this face-off against Jimmy Lombardi in the Flint end. Off the tie-up, it comes off the boards. This one moved up by Dryan and Allen. Cunningham off the near wall for Nathan Aspinall. Braden Jones taken into the boards. Cunningham there. Aspinall back behind the net. Held up by Barabanov, but 6'7". Nathan Aspinall at 207 pounds, going to spin off that with relative ease. Firebirds push it back down the boards. Cunningham here. Inside 4 to go in the second period. Tie hockey game in the 5th of the Coors Lite I-75 Divide Cup Series. Firebirds can win it here tonight with a victory. Igor Barabanov up to center red. Cunningham puts him into the boards. Back the other way we go. Cunningham. Firebirds have numbers into the offensive zone. They can't get a pass through Josh Glavin, though. Braden Jones coughed it up, though. Point shot, Podrekar, right into the glove of Stepan Shurigan. Not overly dangerous, but a giveaway in the defensive end. Not going to make life any easier here for the Saginaw Spirit. As Urban Podrekar pounded that one from a long way away. Former Niagara Ice Dog. Firebirds making a handful of trades here and changes in the last little bit. Again, the acquisition of Ignat Pazzi. One of their larger trades, though, has been the acquisition of Mason Vicari here. Tied for the league lead in wins with 13. A 4th, a 5th, and a 14th, 5th, and 6th round picks are what got Vicari from Kingston. As here's a Firebird shot off the draw. That's absorbed by Saginaw's goaltender Stepan Shurigan. A centering pass doesn't find its way in front. James Go races for contact. He gets hit by Brady Smith. Firebirds keep it alive. Left point. Now near side. Kostov in the slot shot. Stopped by Shurigan. Swimming around. It's behind him. He reaches out. They score. Slipped underneath his body. And out of all the chaos, the Firebirds take a 3-2 lead. Brady Smith finally breaks through here in the second period. His leg was wrapped up with Stepan Shurigan's pad, but it was out at the top edge of the goal crease. It'll stand. I don't know that there's going to be a replay. So for Brady Smith, who was one of those trades we mentioned back on October 17th, his 3rd goal of the season. Thumbs up from the penalty box. This one's going to count. Firebirds jump ahead at 3-2. Levi Harper off the faceoff. Somebody's without a stick. Firebirds throw this back behind. Uri Rauja down the left side. It'll be taken away by Lombardi. Glavin at center. Rauja can't touch it. He would have been offside. Aspinall for Darrell Zoljanski. Up the left wing boards. Dryan and Allen into the zone. This is Lombardi. Turning around past Shatan. Long point shot again. That one stopped by Shurigan. It was a bit of a rainbow shot. He was able to fight it off and get the glove down on the rebound as there's more after. Josh Glavin is wrapped up with a Firebird. Kostov and Podrekar pick up the assists on the go-ahead goal. And just now, Glavin being separated from Darian Anderson. 2:41 left in this middle frame. We'll get line changes here on both parties. Josh Glavin still having a long conversation with the linesman. Nick Seaman to take the face-off against Jimmy Lombardi here. Seaman a bit of a struggle. Just 1 of 6 from the dot tonight. He's going to win this one, though. Most important one, always the next one. Braden Jones gets taken down by Cunningham in the corner. Puck along the wall. Zilkin after it. Taken by Flint Aspinall. Back in the trapezoid. He's hanged it up there by Barabanov. Aspinall gets free. Now on this puck, Braden Jones trying to put it in front. Nick Seaman's going to lead the Spirit counterattack. Gets tripped up by Lombardi. Play's going to continue. Could have been a cause to argue a trip and an embellishment there, so we'll just stay at 5-on-5. Firebirds setting up in the offensive zone. Here's Aspinall out of the corner. Gets it up to the left point. Padrekar keeps it alive with bodies in front, tipped on its way through, loose right in front, and Jones clears. Icing against the Spirit. 1:53 left in the second period. All Firebirds here in the tail end of period 2. Traffic in front, but Stepan Shurigan is able to locate it through everything. He's been their biggest piece here in this game. He's held them in it. Saginaw looking to repay their netminder here as they've been stuck at 20 shots for the last little while. Graziano throws it back into the Spirit end after the puck came out of the zone. Jones and the forechecking Brady Smith, who scored the go-ahead goal in this game, forces a turnover. Now it's 2 against 2 back in the corner behind the Spirit net. Finally, the puck pops out. Dimas Yilkin off the glass out to center. Barabanov trying to get around Graziano. Rylan Fellinger reels it in here for the Firebirds. Back behind the Flint net. 1:20 left in the second period. Alex Kostoff up over the offensive blue line. Gets around Josh Glavin. Kostoff back out of the corner, now out the near side. Back to the point. Fellinger, one-time shot blocker saved by Shurigan. The rebound. Spirit can't get it out. Not with possession anyway. Fellinger's on it from center. Turned back in by Brady Smith. He's hit by Jacob Kluche. Final 60 here in the middle period. Dimas Yilkin leads the Spirit counterattack. Glavin lays it back in behind the net. Allen there. Cut off by Harmer. Brody Papoy, fresh from the Saginaw bench. Takes a check, but moves the puck down low to Carson Harmer. Rimmed it around. Jacob Kluche let it go. Can't get to Josh Glavin. Brody Papoy does well to keep it in at the left point, though. 3 Firebirds to him. Papoy puts it down low. Kluche down underneath for Harmer. In front, Papoy handcuffed there. He can't get the shot off, and Papoy, a couple of pops for Allen and Kostov after. Another good chance manufactured by Carson Harmer, Jacob Kluche, and Brody Papoy. But some good defensive stick work right in front of the Flint net. I believe by Alex Kostov. Down to 28.7 here in the second period. First test for Mason Vicari in a couple of minutes. Offensive zone faceoff here for Sebastian Gervais. As he'll supplant Papoy on this line. They win the draw back. James Go for Gervais. Off the wall, cross ice, can't feed Harper. Stolen by Aspinall, stretch pass right on the tape, breakaway. Jimmy Lombardi scores! Low past the blocker side on Stepan Shurigan. Perfectly placed with 14.8 to go in the period. That is a massive goal momentum-wise here for the Flint Firebirds. 5 points on the season now in 4 games for Lombardi against the Saginaw Spirit. His 15th goal of the year. Another assist for Nathan Aspinall as he sprung the breakaway, and Firebirds have their first 2-goal lead in this game. Aiden Barnes for Josh Glavin. Dimas Yilkin trying to get something going here with 3 seconds left into the zone. Can he get a shot away? It was through some stick contact, so an easy stick save by Vicari. Sema and Darrell Zoljanski lock up afterwards. Nick Sema is barking back and forth with the referee. We've got some more here. Zilkin and Padrekar. A little bit of a joust. Josh Glavin getting after one of the Firebirds. It's Rylan Cunningham. Saginaw's not thrilled with the way that second period went. Firebirds feeling good about things right now. They'll take whatever liberties they can. That's it for the second period. Nobody had found the back of the net until the final 3 minutes of it. Brady Smith and Jimmy Lombardi have given Flint the 4-2 lead. Firebirds outshot the Spirit 18-9 in that second period, 36-21 in the game so far. An uphill battle, but a 2-goal deficit. Manageable. There's work to be done. We'll take a break going into this second intermission and be back here on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
You're looking for a better price on a better car, so dare to be different. Get to Garber Hyundai on Bay Road in Saginaw, the only Hyundai dealer in the Great Lakes Bay region. See why Hyundai is so much better. Garber's certified factory-trained technicians, knowledgeable parts staff, and dedicated sales team will keep you coming back to Garber Hyundai. You really do get it all at Garber. Dare to be different. Choose better at Garber Hyundai on Bay Road in Saginaw. Online, garberhyundai.com.
When you're shopping for insurance, you might say, "What? Huh?"
I'm so over this.
But what you really need to say is something that could actually help.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
When you get a local State Farm agent, they can help make it easy and help you choose the coverage you need. Plus, they're available online, over the phone, or even in person.
I'm so into this.
Contact State Farm agent Kathy Taffel to create your personal price plan today.
Disability Network Mid-Michigan promotes and encourages independence for all people with disabilities. Our vision is to create accessible and inclusive communities where everyone has opportunities to live the life they choose. Whether you're looking for a job, skills to become self-sufficient, trying to find the right assistive technology, or know someone who wants to move out of a nursing facility, we are here for you. Contact Disability Network Mid-Michigan today, the disability experts in your community.
When you're ready for checking that earns interest and gives you perks, Merc Perks Plus from Mercantile Bank is here. With a competitive interest rate and perks like travel services, cashback rewards, and identity protection, Merc Perks Plus has everything you need for your busy lifestyle. Merc Perks Plus also offers discounts on consumer loans and access to almost 40,000 fee-free MoneyPass ATMs. So when you're ready for perks, Merc is here. Learn more at mercbank.com/mercperksplus. Member FDIC.
It's time for your intermission report. In the Stormmaster Exterior Studios, here is Jonathan Dent.
The deadlock persists until the closing minutes of the second period as Flint pulls ahead 4-2. Let's take a look back at that middle frame, brought to you by Raymond. Empower your purpose. It was 2-2 heading into the second here with the Spirit power play starting things off. It started 4-on-3 for about 22 seconds. Then it returns to 5-on-4. They get the puck moving in the offensive end. Some great movement. A few shots make their way towards the net, but Vicari and the Firebirds defense kill that one off. The high-speed back and forth resumes. Great chances either way. Brody Popoy gets a really nice chance just about halfway through the period here.
They cycle it back into the corner off the draw. Colosimo and Popoy come together again. They move the puck. Go a shot. Backdoor chance. How does that stay out of the net? Oh, Popoy might have double hit that puck.
Seconds after that opportunity, Carson Harmer goes away for holding. The Firebirds get things moving for themselves, but Shurigan comes up with a sharp save on Kostov to kill off the first minute, the only shot in that first minute.
Off the far side boards. Kostov, 1:04 left on the power play. Gets it back from Podrekar. Kostov shoots and a glove save by Shurigan.
Some great clearing from the Spirit. Second PK sees off the remainder of that penalty, and they go the other way for a little bit. Back and forth it goes. Physicality picking up big hits either way. And at 16 minutes, 50 seconds, Alex Kostov puts a shot on Shurigan. A pile-up right in his kitchen sees Brady Smith shovel home a rebound to make it 3-2. Urban Podrekar taking the secondary assist.
Firebirds keep it alive. Left point. Now near side. Kostov in the slot shot. Stopped by Shurigan. Swimming around. It's behind him. He reaches out. They score. Slipped underneath his body. And out of all the chaos, the Firebirds take a 3-2 lead.
The Birds turned up the temperature, looking to double up their lead, and they do with only 15 seconds remaining in the period. Nathan Aspinall springs Jimmy Lombardi all alone. He takes it in to make it 4-2.
James Go for Gervais. Off the wall, cross ice, can't feed Harper. Stolen by Aspinall, stretch pass right on the tape, breakaway. Jimmy Lombardi scores! Low past the blocker side on Stepan Shurigan. Perfectly placed.
Shots on goal favored Flint, doubling up Saginaw 18-9 in that second period for a two-period total of 36-21. The Spirit are the only ones to have cashed in on the power play. They're 1 for 2 on the man advantage. Flint 0 for 3 following that second period. And scoring in the second, it's all Flint. Brady Smith assisted by Kostov and Podrekar. That's the difference maker right now. Jimmy Lombardi, the insurance goal, assisted by Aspinall. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll bring Dylan into the conversation right here on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
My Michigan Health is your go-to place for comprehensive brain, stroke,
and spine care right here in your community. Our expert neuroscience team provides care close to home with multiple certified stroke centers throughout the region, including the only comprehensive stroke center in Saginaw. With 24/7 medical expertise, the latest diagnostic tools, and advanced treatments, we're ready when you need us most. Learn more at mymichigan.org/neuro.
Garber Ford is proud to serve Bay City with the same customer service the Great Lakes Bay region has come to expect since 1907. Our Ford team of experts you know and trust are dedicated to making your experience even better. And your vehicle is serviced by factory-trained technicians with the highest standards. We have everything you need, even tires. Get it all at Garber Ford. Come see us in Bay City at the intersection of Euclid, Wilder, and Better. Online at GarberFordBayCity.com.
Mid-Michigan Canine Academy's Redemption Crew loves Saginaw and the surrounding communities who have blessed us so much, and we are concerned about the epidemic of rehome dogs and dogs left at shelters. If your dog is a handful, or if you're thinking about rehoming your dog, let us help you with its behavioral challenges. Our 7-day doggy boot camp can help. Not all dogs are as fortunate as Henry the Hockey Dog, but they all deserve a second chance. Give us a call at Mid-Michigan Canine Academy and let us help you transform your dog's behavior and your life.
Henry the Hockey Dog loves food and he loves people, which is why Rescue Ministries is partnering with Henry to provide 5,000 meals to our homeless neighbors. It costs $3 to provide a warm meal at the mission, and Henry is asking for your help. Right, Henry? Text Henry 2025 to 50155 to make a donation. Beerline Companies also cares and is willing to match your donation right now. Help Henry provide a meal and consider donating today.
Your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey is WSGW.
Welcome back. After 2 periods of play, the Flint Firebirds lead the Saginaw Spirit 4-2 as we bring in from the Town Place Suites by Marriott broadcast booth, Dylan Clark. Dylan, a much different second period than what we saw in the first. Some great back and forth, but it almost seemed like Flint found their footing, tried to lock down Saginaw in their own end, and we see it on the shots on net, 18-9 in favor of the Firebirds. Saginaw had a hard time manufacturing chances there.
Yeah, the Firebirds kind of won the war of attrition as that second period went on. The pendulum started to swing a little bit more in their favor. They spent the large majority of the last probably 7 minutes in Saginaw's offensive zone. Stepan Shurigan, again, give him a lot of credit. He's made some pretty big saves in this hockey game. The Brady Smith goal comes off of a pile up in front. The Lombardi breakaway chance, I mean, you'd like him to come away with that save, but at the same time, it's been a little bit of a siege back in the Spirit end. And the problem is, or one of the problems that they're running into is that they've not been able to get the puck out of the defensive zone. Their passes are being cut off. They're taking just an extra half a second to make them. And again, that's partially Flint establishing a strong forecheck, but Saginaw, again, just about a half second late on making some of these passes. And it's made all the difference in that second period. And it's a large part of the reason why, like you said, they're outshot 18-9 in that second frame.
These breakout passes, this has been something that we've been talking about a little bit. We've heard Chris Lazary mention in past games. Is this just something that the Spirit are working through this season, or is this unique to this matchup with the Firebirds?
No, I think it's something that you're going to encounter a lot as the year goes on. It's a work in progress. It's, again, we've got out of the 7 defensemen in the lineup tonight, all but 2 of them are under 100 games in the Ontario Hockey League. So you're learning to perform under pressure in each and every one of these games, and there's a lot of pressure right now. So you second guess, you not panic with the puck. These guys are too old and too good to really panic with the puck, but it's a factor. There's pressure being applied on them, and right now it's affecting the decision-making a little bit. So it's a lesson, man, and you know what? This is a development league. They're developing right now, but you'd like to see them develop a little bit more here going into the third period because this is a very important hockey game for them to win.
Talk about pressure on players. We talked about the second line for the Spirit. Let's mention the first line here. Zhilkin and Barabanov especially getting kind of the brunt of this pressure from the Firebirds. They're not giving them an inch out there.
Yeah, Saginaw's 2 most offensively talented players. They've kind of had the wet blanket thrown on them here in that second period. Zhilkin got more chances through in the first. Like, these teams, they know who to watch out for. They know who to give that extra whack, that extra bump, that extra little push towards. And right now, Dimas Jilkin and Igor Barabanov are getting the majority of them. They're making some good plays, but Jilkin's spending a little bit more time than you'd like him to spend in his defensive end right now. It kind of goes back to our first point. He's not going to be able to get shots on goal if he's helping dig out of defensive messes in that second period. So if he can break through, he's going to have to drag Saginaw, I think, into this third period. He might be one of their most likely candidates to do that here in the third.
We talked about the second line as well, but last period we were talking about Harmer and Kluche having a really nice time. This period, it's their line mate, Brody Popoy, gets a couple really good looks at the net, almost breaks through on one of them. What are we seeing from him here this season?
Yeah, Popoy may be the other candidate to break through for Saginaw here in this game. He's only credited with one shot. It was a high-danger scoring opportunity, but he's kind of been in everything this game. 4 points on the year, but he's whatever it is. It seems like Popoy's got it tonight. Every time he's out on the ice, something is happening. He had that scoring opportunity. Some bad luck. It goes off his skate and does not go into the net. He's mixing it up after the whistle. We've seen a lot of battles between he and Josh Colosimo. And that's, again, you want guys to have that energy flowing through them. You want them to be involved in every play. We've called Popoy's name a lot. He and Carson Harmer and Jacob Kluche have had a couple of close scoring opportunities. They just haven't broken through. If Popoy can kind of maintain that bull in a China shop attitude, again, that's probably the biggest thing that got him signed earlier this year. That's the way he played in training camp. He never stopped. He just tried to run through guys, and he was hard to knock off the puck, and he would knock a lot of guys off the puck. If he can do that here in this third period, he's going to open up more space for Carson Harmer and Jacob Kluche, who've been demonstrating more of a finishing touch this year.
Absolutely. We'll see how things move on into the third period. Saginaw looking for a hero, whether it's someone to pot one home or get that physicality going. Dylan, thank you as always for your time. We'll take a quick break, then a look around the OHL, brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings here on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
If you're a homeowner, you have plenty to think about, like cleaning the gutters, investigating that banging noise, deciding which flowers to plant this year. One thing about being a homeowner you can think less about, questions about home insurance when you have State Farm. Your local State Farm agent is there to help you understand your coverage options and choose the protection that meets your needs, so you can focus on your home, and we'll focus on helping protect it.
Contact State Farm agent Scott Seaman to create your personal price plan today.
From making athletic footwear stronger and lighter to powering the future of electric racing vehicles, material science and R&D are the MVPs of innovation. At Dow, we collaborate with customers and partners to tackle a wide range of sports product challenges with cutting-edge advancements in technology. Dow's innovations can help to improve performance and sustainability throughout the world of sports. Dow, at the intersection of sports and science.
Too many people end up in the retirement penalty box, paying more in taxes, missing out on healthcare options, or skating without a plan. At McIntosh & Associates, we help keep your game sharp with clear, personalized retirement strategies. Let's build a plan that works in every period of life. Call 989-692-2200 or visit wealthmichigan.com. McIntosh & Associates. Retirement made clear.
Did you know the University of Michigan Flint is the fastest growing public university in the state? How do we do it? Access to top-ranked degree programs and one of the largest alumni networks. Access to small class sizes with renowned U of M professors. And access to the Go Blue free tuition guarantee. Because sometimes in life where you're going depends on where you go. Learn more about our growth at uofmflint.edu.
Your region, your team. You're listening to Saginaw Spirit Hockey on WSGW.
Welcome back. Jonathan Denton here with your look around the league, brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings. We'll look around the OHL and we'll look outside the Ontario League here tonight as well. Plenty of action to talk about. The Brampton Steelheads have a 4-1 lead. It was 2-0 after the first period. Then Justin Bottineau and Kieran Witkowski scores his second. And the Erie Otters strike back. Dylan Edwards scores to get to that 4-1 score after 2 periods of play. The Windsor Spitfires are on the board, 1-1 against the Owen Sound Attack after 2 periods of play. Cole Davis scores to tie it up shorthanded for the Spits in that one. We mentioned a little bit earlier the USA CHL Prospects Challenge going on right now in Lethbridge, and it hadn't started last time we checked in. After 1 period of play, well, they're just closing out the first period. The U.S. is up 2-1 in that one. And the Red Wings also up 2-1 at home. 2 goals in the second period. Alex DeBrincat and James Van Riemsdyk have this one ahead for the Wings against the Nashville Predators. We'll take another break. When we come back, Dylan has the call of the third as the Saginaw Spirit look to make up a 4-2 deficit here on your home for Saginaw Spirit hockey.
So, we're finally ready to plan for retirement, but who do we trust?
Our friends at TriStar Trust. They've been here for 25 years right here in our community, and they'll be here for the next 25.
That's the kind of team I want in my corner.
TriStar Trust helps you plan your retirement, manage your investments, and build the future you've been dreaming of. Because when it comes to your goals, it's your time to shine. Visit TriStarTrust.com.
Yeah, I know. It's officially still winter out there. But that doesn't mean you can't have fun in the sun. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea knows how to turn up your day drinking fun all year long. I mean, there's even a sun on those bright yellow cans. Twisted Tea is made with real brewed tea and a 5% kick of alcohol, which goes down smooth. So whether you're knee-deep in snow or making footprints in the sand, be sure to look for Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea in the bright yellow cans. Keep it twisted.
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
We're Durolast. We make the world's best roof. As one of the country's largest roofing manufacturers, we have locations across North America. But for more than 40 years, Saginaw has been our home. Like Saginaw, Durolast has a can-do, never-quit attitude. And just like Saginaw, our people make us strong. Innovative, resilient. That's the spirit of Saginaw. That's Durolast, the world's best roof.
Get it all at Garber Chevrolet Saginaw. It's more than just better prices. It's better financing, better selection, and a better overall experience. Our expert technicians are factory trained to the highest standards, keeping your vehicle in top condition. And we have everything for your automotive needs, even tires. Get to Garber Chevy Saginaw today and see how you get it all at Garber. Gratiot Road, Saginaw. Online, GarberChevroletSaginaw.com. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Soar with us. Saginaw Spirit Hockey is on 100.5 FM WSGW.
Third period here from the North Financial Center. The Saginaw Spirit have won 3 consecutive Coors Lite I-75 Divide Cups. They are down 4-0 in the 8-game season series this year. Flint leads it 4-2 going into this third period. A win. And the I-75 Divide Cup is back in Flint. Igor Barabanov, Dima Zilkin, Nick Sema start out for the Spirit. They're going to do everything they can to make sure that's not the case. Saginaw needs 2 goals to get back into this one. And our opening face-off here in this third period has the clock rolling. Picked up by Nathan Aspinall into the offensive end. Darian Anderson down the right wing. Shifts past a stumbling Levi Harper. Shot goes off the outside of the net. Anderson on the far side. Former USHLer. This one sent back into the corner. Aspinall, rising shot, goes off the glass for basically parallel to the goal line. Back underneath the Saginaw net. This is picked up by Jimmy Lombardi. Up to the right point. Ryan Allen's shot goes wide. Puck popped around, and that turning shot goes wide again. Anderson up high. Allen shot chopped up the end wall. Surge here for the Flint Firebirds to start the third period. They pick up right where they left off. Back behind the Spirit goal again. Firebirds sneak a line change here. Harper puts Aspinall into the boards. Puck can't be picked up by Igor Barabanov. Nearly a 60-second shift for the first line to start the period. Puck hops over Nick Sema, stick in the neutral zone. He gets on his horse, gets after it, and chops it back into the Firebirds' end. Urban Padrekar. Up, Brady Smith with speed, getting past Bart. Smith has Bart swimming, and he turns around to send the shot wide on Shurigan. Kostov. Down the right wing boards for the Flint Firebirds. Graziano, right point, walks to the middle. Gets a shot off. Hit the leg on the way through of a teammate. Brody Popola, he gets this up for Pandrekar back at the Flint blue line. Ignat Pazzi takes the check from Barch. Carson Harmer moves it to Josh Glavin back in the Spirit end. Harmer, backhanded pass up for Hayden Barch. Can't angle that one past Pandrekar. Firebirds take it back in their own zone. Luca Graziano back for Urban Pandrekar. Up the near side, Ignat Pazzi. Cross-ice pass cut off by Brody Papoy. Carson Harmer forces the issue on the forecheck and closes off on a check there. The Firebirds will clear. Blake Barnes sees this down for an icing. 18:02 to go in this third period. Offensive zone faceoff secured here for the Spirit. Should the Firebirds win tonight, again, it would snap 3 straight years of Saginaw winning the I-75 Divide Cup, but it would be the first time that somebody has quote-unquote swept, or that means in this instance, winning the first 5 games to secure the cup at its earliest possible opportunity, since the Spirit won the first 5 games against the Firebirds in 2018-19. They would go on to sweep that season series 8-0. Saginaw's got the only 2 I-75 Divide Cup sweeps, that one, and then an 8-game, or no, that'll be it. As here comes Jilkin down the right side. Let's focus here on this one as this is turned back in. And a save made by Mason Vicari off the stick of Dimas Jilkin. Jonathan and I discussed during that second intermission that Jilkin had been really stymied in that second period, did not get as many scoring opportunities as we're used to seeing out of him. 8 points now against the Flint Firebirds. He snapped a 2-game point drought the other night. That's the second time that Jilkin's been held off the score sheet in consecutive games this season. He's out with Gervais and Barabanov. And we'll have to redrop this puck here. Gervais against Lombardi, and Jimmy Lombardi's going to win it. Brian and Allen out of the defensive zone to the air. The flip play out into the neutral zone worked for a second. Saginaw gets it right back. Gervais turns it back in. He's on his horse to get after it against Fellinger. Gervais goes into the boards heavily. Lombardi hit by Dimas Jilkin. Puck out of the corner board, spun back up to neutral ice by Darian Anderson. Now it's a foot race, and Nathan Aspinall's got James Go turned around, but Go stays with it. Up to Igor Barabanov. Over the right wing, side of the blue line. Barabanov back to James Go. Cross ice. Gervais shot, tipped on its way through. Rebound chance, they score! Barabanov cashes in. It was tipped on the doorstep by Levi Harper. Igor Barabanov slams it home. 17-10 to go in the third period. Saginaw looks to have drawn within a goal. There's the debate of a potential high stick on the deflection from Levi Harper. That's what the conversation currently is. If it stands for Igor Barabanov, that'll be his 10th goal of the season. And Saginaw, after some stops from their netminder and an early Flint surge here in the third period, they look to have broken through to make it a 1-goal game again. The officials confirm. We've seen no thumbs up quite yet. The Firebird bench has the iPad out right now. Nick Seema's not thrilled. They're going to blow the horn and take another look at it here. 17-10 to go in the period. And again, if this does stand, Igor Barabanov will have his 10th goal of the season. The headset comes off, or the helmet comes off. The headset comes out for the referee, Hillary Brennan. We'll get an extra look. I think James Go was the one that took that point shot. Hopefully we get an extra look here. We'll get the look down in between the penalty boxes. Levi Harper would get the assist on it. I believe he shortened up on the stick to tip it. And it would have been at potentially collarbone height. Again, it doesn't look like we're going to get another replay anytime soon. So we'll just have to wait and see. As Barabanov brought the puck in over the line, quickly kind of hung out in the right wing circle. James Go over, and as we do get a look at the replay here up inside the Town Place Suites by Marriott broadcast booth, happens pretty quickly. We've not seen a camera angle that's particularly conclusive. And you heard Chris Lazary mention Spideogate during the pregame interview, and of course the new replay system that Saginaw on the receiving end of, I guess, a bad bounce to say the least. So as Nick Seema stands next to Nathan Aspinall outside the referee semicircle by the penalty box. It's an eerily similar circumstance, although this time they're not reviewing whether or not Saginaw won the game in overtime, but they are reviewing whether or not Levi Harper deflected the puck with a high stick, which would negate the pucks entering into the back of the net courtesy of Igor Barabanov. I think we're going to have an answer here in a moment. We're going to try to judge based on the body language. It's a goal. Hillary Brennan gestures to center ice. 10th of the season for Igor Barabanov. Some tense moments, a little flair for the dramatic here, but Saginaw has gotten this game to within one. It may not have even touched Levi Harper. They're giving it officially to Sebastian Gervais and James Go. Either way, Saginaw's made it a one-goal contest. Plenty of runway here in the third period, just 3 minutes into it. 4-3 game. Firebirds lead, and they're back in their own end. Back in behind the Flint goal. This is Urban Padrekar. Up to Tessier. Cunningham. Down the left side, puts it back behind Shurigan's net. Bryson Morgan against Josh Glavin. This puck, as Cunningham runs through Jensen Geldart. Puck picked up by Cunningham again. Barch is on him. Cunningham may have taken a stick up high. He keeps on going. The physicality continues down below the goal line. 2 against 2 out of the corner. Rolls up the boards into the skates of Uri Rauja. Bryson Morgan stumbles high in the zone. The Spirit just can't get this puck out. Finally they do. Graziano swings it quickly to Padrekar. He hesitated as he thought Cunningham would have been offside. Josh Glavin takes over. Spirit get it out to the neutral zone, but it's taken right back here by Bryson Morgan. 5th-round pick by the Firebirds in 2024. Sent back behind the net is Stepan Shurigan. Josh Glavin. Down the boards. Kostov cuts it off. Back in behind the Saginaw net. Kostov. Up the near side. Dropped off. Dryden Allen just inside the line. Shot gets deflected. Picked up by Brody Popoy again. Poked away, though, by Ignat Pazzi. Back down below the Spirit goal line. This is Popoy again. Looking for a second opportunity. He skates it out of the zone. A couple of head fakes. Loses the puck at the red line. Here comes Kostov. Back the other way for Flint. Has his back to the board, steps to the circle. Shot goes off the foot of Hayden Barch. He just now gets back up to his skates. He'll try to scamper back off, and Saginaw's cleared the puck, no icing. Dryden Allen from back behind the Flint goal. Barabanov and Kluche join Brody Popoy, who would like to sneak off here, but he's the lone forechecker here for the Spirit. Jacob Kluche pressures. Firebirds will finally move this puck. Ryland Fellinger. As Kluche peels off, Fellinger goes back behind the Flint net. Kluche follows him this time. Fellinger up through center. There's a logjam at the line. Fellinger darts through everybody, heads to the net, and a save made by Shurigan. What happened at the blue line? 14:49 left in the third period. Ryland Fellinger saw the seas part. Some players came together right at the blue line, and it caused the logjam that was very nearly costly for Saginaw. Barnes and another Spirit player got tied up with a Firebird. And a left pad save by Stepan Shurigan on Ryland Fellinger, who had a lot of steam on that breakaway. Keep it a 4-3 game, and they'll punch this puck down the ice for an icing. 14:40 left in the third period. We'll bring things back the other way, and we'll pause 10 seconds for station identification here on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
This is Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 FM WSGW, Carlton, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland.
D-zone face-off for the Spirit. 4-3. They trail the Flint Firebirds. Lombardi against Nick Sema for the face-off in front of Stepan Shurigan. Back to the end boards. It's corralled by James Go. Moves out the other side. Bank pass off the wall. Zhilkin gets the stick up high on Graziano. Play continues here. Aspinall over to Padrekar. Both referees spoke with both head coaches prior to the start of this third period. Not sure exactly what the message being delivered was. There was some silly stuff at the end of the second. Probably what it was in reference to, and maybe setting kind of the ground rules of what's to be expected here in the third. Darian Anderson will float things back into the Spirit end. James Go for Barabanov. Makes the pass to the middle. Zhilkin picks it up with speed. 3 Firebirds quickly to him. Sema, give and go with Zhilkin. Dryden Allen gets the puck first around the wall. Barabanov can't keep it in. Spills back out over the blue line. Levi Harper is offside. He didn't realize it. And he looks up to the ceiling as that faceoff will come well out into the neutral zone. 13:50 left, third period. 4-3 Firebirds. Barabanov's made it close. We're back after this. You're on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
When you go Great Lakes Bay in Michigan, lose yourself in nature and find yourself at peace. Soak up the stillness of winter on glistening trails or glide along an outdoor ice rink. Take charming carriage rides through snowy streets. Embrace the magic of the season and warm up with comfort food and handcrafted beverages. There are moments of pure greatness all around if we linger long enough to soak them in. Find yours at gogreat.com.
Hi, this is James Go, and you're listening to Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 FM, WSGW.
$13:50 left in the third period here from Flint. 4-3, the Firebirds have the lead. Well, this is curious. They've changed the last Spirit goal to Carson Harmer, which is, of course, not true as Igor Barabanov flipped it home. But they do have the assists reassigned to Levi Harper, which makes a little bit more sense, and Sebastian Gervais. The Spirit will take it out of the defensive zone. It's in the back of the net. That's what Saginaw cares about. Don't worry about goals and assists later on, because they got to get one more goal here to try and tie things up in this fifth game of the Coors Lite I-75 Divine Cup Series. Graziano back behind his own net. Dropped it off to Urban Padrekar. The defenseman that's hopped up a couple times on the rush here tonight. Big-time collision as Barch and Hull come together at the Spirit blue line. Josh Colosimo and Shatan back behind the Spirit net. Colosimo spins it back underneath for Hull. Hayden Barch lost his stick. Hull tries to take advantage. Out of the corner. Centering feed. Look at it. Shot off the goal post there. Oh, a great chance from Graziano. Padrekar at the left point. The battle in front. As now the puck is into the left circle for Chase Hull. Weight shift and a good blocker save by Shurigan. Rebound off the wall. Shurigan comes over to deny Graziano with the left pad. And Graziano pays a price back behind the Spirit net. Chatan's got to get after this loose puck on the far boards. Gets it back up to the top of the zone, but not out. Poked away from Rauja. Here's a chance. Bonnyman blocker save by Shurigan. Saginaw just gets it out to center ice. This is Allen. Back over to Fellinger. Allen again. 12.5 to go in the third period. 4-3 Firebirds. Step on Shurigan. Plays the puck off the boards. Up to Carson Harmer. Laid it out off the back shoulder of Jacob Kluche, who just turns and swats it back into the Flint end. Wakari mishandled it. Papoy in front. The pass too far from Harmer. Now for Jones. Fresh from the bench's shot. Deflected into the corner glass before Vakari could see it. Back below the goal line again. Saginaw's going to have to get the most of their opportunities here. They're heavily outshot. 39-23 in this game. Ignat Pazzi steals for the Firebirds. Odd man break back the other direction. Pazzi poked away nicely by Graydon Jones. The return pass for Kostov ends up back in the neutral zone. Graziano and Padrekar will play catch and float it back to the far side boards of the Spirit end. Puck back up to center ice. Saginaw gets the clear, but not the outlet pass they were hoping for. Graziano into the offensive end, poked away by Kluche. Harmer follows on. Backhands it to the air. Not out. Kostov. Nice move to get around Kluche and keep the play alive. Kostov drops it off. Kluche trying to steal against Graziano. They'll crash into the boards just inside the Spirit blue line, and Carson Harmer can just clear this puck back out to the Flint blue line. Nobody gets a line change, though. Padrekar runs into Zhilkin. They throw it cross ice. Jimmy Lombardi down the right wing for Flint. Hit by Saginaw's Jones. Valeris is into the corner, too. Zhilkin picks it up from behind his own goal line. Dima Zhilkin leads the Spirit charge. Lays it back in. Gets taken off the puck by Urban Padrekar. Penalty's coming. Zhilkin's in some discomfort. He's all right, though. He's drawn the penalty. It'll be an interference call. Zhilkin chipped it back in past the Firebird defenders. Padrekar's going to go to the bench on the interference call. One of them came over to hit him. After he got rid of the puck, it was Aspinall came over, gave him a little bit of a grab, and then Padrekar takes him out of the play after he got rid of the puck. I think you kind of factor those two together. And Saginaw finds itself to the third IBEW Local 557 power play in this game, and they need it. Down 4-3. They're 1 for 2. Nobody can come away with it after the faceoff. Lombardi wins it back, rims it up to the boards. Kluche quickly to the middle. Levi Harper has an assist on the Barabanov goal. Kluche over. Barabanov's got it. Left circle, waits and shoots. That one off the body of Vakari and back behind the net. Gervais gets after it. Takes the check from Fellinger. Barabanov steals off the wall. Good stick work, Gervais, and Jilkin keep it alive in the corner. Jilkin's taking a stick up high, and he's drawn another penalty. Ryland Fellinger's got his palms to the ceiling. Jilkin gets back up slowly. How many teeth does Dimas Jilkin have right now? 10:33 to go here in this third period. There is a long look being given right now. Trying to make sure that all the jibs are in one spot for Jilkin. As Fellinger got a pretty clean tag on Jilkin there. Just a 2-minute minor here with 10.5 to go, but Saginaw to the 5-on-3. Fellinger's in the box on the high-sticking penalty. Big-time opportunity here. 1:30 at 5-on-3. Allen, Kostov, and Graziano, the penalty killers for the Firebirds. Top unit is out again for Saginaw. Jilkin back to Levi Harper. Near side, Barabanov. Levi Harper again. Far circle, Kluche. Center point, Harper. Near circle, Barabanov. Walking, down low, bumper, looking for Jilkin. It goes off the body and off the goaltender. Boy, Allen blocked the pass. Vakari mishandled it. Now it's going to come back up to the top of the zone, and Kostov trying to cut to the middle. Short-handed break. He might have gotten around Harper. Kostov shoots it just wide. Brilliant move by Alex Kostov in the midst of a brilliant 19-year-old season. 28 points in 19 games coming into tonight. Nearly made the Spirit pay, but Kluche's got it back into the zone. They got to settle the nerves here. 50 seconds left at 5-on-3. Barabanov directing traffic. Levi Harper walking in. Back to Barabanov. It was in his skates. Down low. Kluche up high. Harper near side. One-timer, Gervais, and that one missed the net and comes all the way out and around. Shurigan's out to play it. Firebirds sneak one body off. It's Kostov for Lombardi. Barabanov down the far side for Kluche. Harper has a lot of room. Fan on the puck. Gets it back. Kluche near side. Gervais trying to swing it in front. Cut off by Allen, but Kluche's got it again. Harper, 17 on the 5-on-3. Jilkin left circle. Puts it in front. Deflection. They score! Oh, a brilliant goal. Gervais doesn't even know he put it in. Tipped it between his own legs. 9:16 to go in the third. And Gervais ties the game at 4. Saginaw avoids disaster by inches. And redemption from Levi Harper, and Dimas Jilkin feeds the pass over to Sebastian Gervais, who's about a foot into the blue crease. Picks up a power play goal. It's his 6th of the season. And Saginaw does cash in with their second power play goal before the first penalty on that 5-on-3 expired. So they've still got 35 seconds of power play time here. We're all tied up with 9 minutes left in the third. Carson Harmer up through center. The second unit gets its chance here. Uri Rauja. Offside, they'll say. Well, just great work on the power play by Saginaw, but let's not forget just how close they came to a 5-against-3 shorthanded goal back the other direction. They'll give the secondary assist to Jake Kluche rather than Levi Harper. Face off to come outside the offensive zone for Saginaw. 23 seconds left on the power play. James Go lays it back in. Urban Podrekar back behind Vakari. Rips this one around and off the skate of James Go again. Off the boards, knocked down by Graydon Jones. That'll be it for the second power play chance. Ryland Fellinger's out of the box in 3 seconds, and Saginaw will go 2 for 4 on the power play, but they've tied this game up. Sema angles it back in against Podrekar. Aspinall. 2 goals already in this game. Lombardi put it right onto the stick of James Go. Gets dumped by Lombardi, but put the puck back into the Flint zone. Darrell Zuljanski given away. Uri Rauja there for Barabanov. Lombardi comes to steal for Flint. Rims this puck around, but Rauja's on it. Saginaw's third and final import player joining the team here. Rauja looking for help with Barabanov. This one turned into the corner. Sema All the way up to the left point. Jones back down low for Sema. Some room out of the corner. Turns and his shot gets blocked. Vicari, little trouble as that came off the outside of the goal. James Go seals off the boards. The Firebirds poking out the center. Braden Jones on it. Saginaw's got to retouch up at the blue line. Barabanov gets back. Jones flips it in. Everybody except Barabanov goes for a change. Zhilkin's on again. Knocks the stick out of the hands of Oljanskis. Forces a turnover. Barabanov in the high slot. Gets cleaned out but moves the puck. The shot shoveled to the net. Blocked by Gervais and Fellinger on its way through. Firebirds will put that one off the hand of Barabanov. They come back in. Alex Kostov just inside the line. Floated in front. Here's a chance for Colosimo. Handcuffed there by Josh Glavin. Poked out to center. Zhilkin backhands the puck in for Gervais. Closed off by Allen. He's taking a high stick. The play's going to continue. A big-time check by Dima Zhilkin. And this puck moved back out to neutral ice. Xander Valeris from out of the Saginaw zone. Inside 7 to go in the third period. Tied at 4 here in this 5th game of the Coors Light I-75 Divine Cup Series. Pass off the glass. Kostov gloves it down at the offensive blue line. Little friendly fire. He runs into Colosimo. The puck is back out at center. Josh Colosimo in some discomfort here. As the Firebirds regroup, Cunningham chips it off the boards. Jones has to get in front to cut off Kostov. Alex Kostov had a lot of room. He's going to make the most of it. Back and behind the Spirit net. Now up high. Drops it off for Bon Padrekar. Little head fake to get through Carson Harmer. Down the right side, Padrekar now below the Spirit goal line. 6:23 to go. Tied in the third period at 4. Puck spills back in front of the Spirit net. Zhilkin gets it to the glass. They do get it out. Delayed offside here against Cunningham. Looked like he may have played it, but Saginaw's got this and a little bit of runway. Jones up for Popoy. Stick lift. No, yeah, they will call an icing here. It's a quick arm up in the air. Thought that they would let it ride. 6:05 left in this third period. And some close calls here. Firebirds want to preserve a 9-game win streak in which they've outscored opponents 42-21. They were 8-6-1-0 at the beginning of this win streak. 17-6-1-0 now. And again, among the OHL's best. Lombardi against Harmer. In the defensive zone for the Spirit, Lombardi wins it. Back to Urban Padrekar, right circle, looking for the one-timer. Aspinall fanned on it. Great pass. And that goes by the wayside. Padrekar keeps it alive and spins it back in. Jimmy Lombardi out of the left wing corner. Up top, Urban Padrekar with a battle in front. Shot through traffic. Skate save made by Sugar. The puck is stuck to the outside of the goal right now. It'll bounce past Jacob Kluche. Padrekar, oh, look out. That was shoveled up and out of play by Kluche. It'll be a delay of game call. Kluche is going to argue that it was deflected. Kluche may have double hit it. 5:40 left in the third period. There might be a penalty kill coming up for Saginaw. Tied here in the third period. We're back to Flint in a minute. Here on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
At Garber Chevy Chesaning, better means you get it all. Better prices, better selection, and better service. Our factory-trained technicians keep your vehicle in top condition. We have everything your vehicle needs, even tires. Come see us at Garber Chevy Chesaning and see how you can get it all. At the corner of M52 and M57, online at GarberChesaning.com. Chevrolet, together, let's drive.
Everybody knows you'll do better at Garber.
This is Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 FM WSGW.
Welcome back to the Dordt Financial Center. 5:40 left in regulation. Jacob Kluche has been called for a delay of game penalty as the puck rolled up on him at a most unfortunate time. So Saginaw's fourth Stormmaster Exteriors penalty kill here in an even game. Padrekar's got it. Kostov takes a shot. Skate save again by Stepan Shurigan. Kostov into the corner. He's been the best player for Flint here in the second half of the game. Padrekar over. Aspinall's been their other best player. One-time shot hums wide. At the hash marks. Down low. This is picked up by Ignat Pazzi for Kostov. Pazzi near side of the goal line. Put it back in front through the seam. Cleared by Zhilkin. He's going to clear it in the backhand, and it stays in play. Bit of a tense moment there as that puck suspended animation through the atmosphere for what felt like a couple of seconds there. Padrekar back up. Ignat Pazzi closed off at the Spirit blue line by Josh Glavin. Back below the goal line it comes. James Go can't get it out. Jimmy Lombardi here. 1:10 left on the Flint power play. Their fourth of the game. Lombardi over Aspinall, one-timer, save made by Stepan Shurigan again. He hangs on. Already 3 saves on this most recent Spirit power or penalty kill. And maybe some fresh penalty killers will come out as Sema and Harmer and Glavin go back to the Saginaw bench. Gervais out with James Go, Xander Valeris, and Dimas Yilkin. There's a little bit of extra discussing who's going to go where here. 4:44 left in the third period, tied at 4. 1:04 left on the penalty to Jacob Kluche. Saginaw controls this defensive zone faceoff, and Dimas Yilkin does not waste any time. He fires that puck down the ice. Firebirds mishandle this puck, but they do get it into the neutral zone, and Alex Kostov in with speed. Short play. Soft hands to get through Dimas Yilkin there. Now Podrekar takes a shot into traffic. That one knocked aside by the Spirit netminder Shurigan. Yilkin tries to rip this puck back out to neutral ice. He does. Podrekar throws it over to Aspinall. Regroups just at the Flint blue line. 30 seconds left in the Kluche penalty. Aspinall carves into the offensive zone, out to the left wing. Back behind the Saginaw net. Emerges on the other side, up to the right point. Aspinall using the whole zone. Long shot, tip, they score! Lombardi on the doorstep. Power play goal as the Firebirds jump ahead. There are hats hitting the ice right now. Jimmy Lombardi's got his second of the hockey game. It's a 5-4 lead for the Flint Firebirds here with 3:56 left in this game. They might not have seen that it was tipped by Lombardi. Aspinall let the shot go. He is still very much a factor on this goal. 16th of the year for Lombardi. Saginaw very nearly survived that penalty kill. Just a costly mistake on the delay of game penalty, but Kluche's out on the ice to try and get it back here. 3:56 left in regulation. Firebirds go ahead at 5-4. Every game except for one in the series so far has been a 1-goal contest. James Go for Levi Harper. Sweeps this puck back in. Ryan Allen back in the Flint zone. Up the near side for Cunningham. Firebirds get it out to center. Barabanov is there. We'll keep an eye on the Spirit net. 3.5 to go in regulation. Levi Harper for James Goen. Flipped in on the backhand. Rhineland Fellinger back behind the Flint net. 2 Spirit players to him. Kluche and Barabanov. They lock up back behind the net of Mason Vicari. Nobody can move this puck out. Still hasn't moved. Still the battle goes. Back in the Zamboni doors. Fellinger kicks it out. Sema's there. He put it off the skate of the official. That would have ripped back up to the Spirit point. Levi Harper on things here. Barabanov for Kluche. Moves his way into the offensive zone. Has to get away from Barabanov. Lombardi off the glass. Over the head of Levi Harper. James Go. Inside 3 to go in regulation. Chipped in by Nick Sema. He's after it. Luca Graziano. Hit by Nick Sema. This puck picked up here by Brady Smith and fired back in by Flint. Josh Glavin. Out of the defensive zone. Moves this puck to Graydon Jones. Chipped back in by Gervais. It'll take a couple hops on Vicari, and he'll sweep it over to the boards. With Gervais bearing down, the Firebirds clear. And that puck's got some backspin on it, so no icing against Flint. Josh Glavin with 2:13 to go in the third. Saginaw trails 5-4. Gervais angles this back in. Shurigan stays in the net for now. Brady Smith picks it up at the wall for the Flint Firebirds and throws it back out into Spirit territory. Graydon Jones, stretch pass. Harmer for Popoy and turn back in. Mason Vicari there for Graziano. Just wristing this one back in. It's going to hop over the stick of James Go. No icing. And they have called an icing. It hopped over James Go's stick, and that turned out to be one of the more fortunate bounces here the last little bit. 1:46 left in the third period. 5-4. Flint's got the lead. Stepan Shurigan to the bench. Chris Lazary's got the whiteboard out. He will maybe wait. He's looking down towards the faceoff. He might call his timeout here. No, he'll let it ride. But you know who's not going to let it ride? Firebirds head coach Paul Flash. He'll call his timeout. So everybody over to the benches here with 1:46 left in the third period. We find ourselves in a one-goal contest again between Flint and Saginaw. The Firebirds 1 minute 46 seconds away from claiming their first Coors Lite I-75 Divide Cup since 2022. It would be their fourth in team history since the award was created for the 2015-16 season. And another one-goal contest. Firebirds won in overtime back on September the 20th. They spoiled Saginaw's home opener. They beat the Spirit 5-4 in this building. The only other game in this building between these two teams this year on October 18th, 5-4. 4-3 win in a shootout in Saginaw the next night. And then 5-1, they beat the Spirit on home ice at the Now Events Center at the tail end of October. Firebirds clear here. And they're guilty of icing again with 1:38 left in this third period. So they burn their timeout to catch a breath. The net is empty for the Saginaw Spirit. The extra attacker is on. Gervais, Zhilkin, Sima, Kluche, Barabanov. Levi Harper's the lone defenseman out there. Gervais takes another face-off here. 9 of 15 at this point in the game. He's won another one. Over to the board, Zhilkin. Back to Levi Harper. At the point, takes a shot, deflected, loose puck. Over the glove of Igor Barabanov and out to center. Everybody's got a touch up here for the Spirit. Kluche gets back to the line. Puck wristed back in by Zhilkin. 1:23 to go here in regulation. Kluche underneath. Up to the far boards. Zhilkin cuts back against Kostov. Fellinger gets after Kluche. Puck spills into the circle. Through some sticks. It goes off the head of Nick Sima, just wide. He's going to shake that one off. Sima's in some discomfort. That might have smashed the visor back into his nose a little bit, and the Saginaw's picked up an icing. So the faceoff will be in the Flint end. The Firebirds ice the puck, to be clear. 1:03 left in regulation. That puck came off Nick Sima's visor pretty hot. Almost ended up in the back of the net. He's leaking a little bit. So he's back on the Saginaw bench. Carson Harmer's going to take his spot. Faceoff in the left circle. Gervais and Lombardi again. Firebirds win this one. Moving around the wall. Barabanov catches up to it at neutral ice. Final 60. Barabanov for Harper. Kluche. This is ramped up and out of play over the glass. Face-off to come just outside the offensive blue line here for Saginaw. They're going to send Stepan Shurigan back to the net. Saginaw's not taking any chances here. 49.5 left in regulation. So the extra attacker comes off. It's Carson Harmer. He is probably going to come right back on as soon as Saginaw wins this draw. It's at center ice, not just outside the zone. 49.5 left in regulation. 5-4 Flint. Gervais and Lombardi again. Saginaw wins the face-off back to Barabanov. There goes Shurigan. Barabanov drops it off for Levi Harper. Carson Harmer hops the boards. Harper drops it back for Barabanov. Gains speed. There's a lot of bodies in the neutral zone. Barabanov just flips it back in. 30 to go. Allen back behind the Flint net. Going to try to kill the clock. He's got 3 Spirit bodies back there, now 4. They work it out. Gervais up the board. Zhilkin settles it down. Levi Harper. Near side, Barabanov in the slot. Carson Harmer to the skates. Takes a shot. Stopped by Makari. Swing and a miss on the rebound for Zhilkin. Still it's loose. Harmer takes a shot. That's blocked on its way through. Puck loose in the circle with 13. Mined out by Harmer. The shot sent just wide. Past the skate by Levi Harper. Barabanov in the circle. Takes a shot. The Firebirds block it. 4 seconds left. Harper the point shot. Saved by Makari. Rebound to the corner boards. And time's going to run out. Firebirds will hang on to this one. 5-4 after heart-stopping action at the end of the third period. Save after save from Mason Vicari. And the Firebird defenders in front of the net. They will take the Coors Lite I-75 Divide Cup back from the Saginaw Spirit. 5-4 the final score here. 3 more opportunities for these two teams to meet. The rivalry just getting better as time goes on. We'll take a break. Post-game action here from Flint, Jonathan, and myself. We'll break a fun one down for you. Back after this on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
It takes each of us to make Saginaw a place we're proud to call home. Since 1984, Saginaw Community Foundation has helped build and strengthen Saginaw County by bringing together people and resources to make a difference. We're a one-stop shop for giving, building endowments, grant-making, and community leadership. Visit SaginawFoundation.org today to learn more about how you can help support your community. Saginaw Community Foundation, building a flourishing community for all, for good, forever.
From the depths of the ocean to the farthest reaches of space, Corning's technologies push the boundaries of what's possible. We're the world's leading innovator in glass and ceramic science, and we're innovating right here in Michigan. Corning's solar wafer site in Hemlock is helping guarantee American energy security. We're investing in our local Michigan communities. That's why Corning is a proud sponsor of the Saginaw Spirit. Learn more about Corning today at corning.com.
Your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey is WSGW.
Saginaw ties things up and battles down to the wire, but Flint comes away with a victory here in game number 5 of this year's Coors Light I-75 Divide Cup and come away with the victory in the series. Let's take a look at that third period, brought to you by Raymond. Empower your purpose. It was 4-2 Flint heading into this final frame. Spirit got to work early, and only 2 minutes, 50 seconds in, Igor Barabanov leads a charge in, then cashes in from the right circle off a cross-ice pass from Sebastian Gervais, which is deflected by Levi Harper.
Barabanov, back to James Go, cross-ice. Gervais shot, tipped on its way through, rebound, chance, they score! Barabanov cashes in. It was tipped on the doorstep by Levi Harper. Igor Barabanov slams it home, 17-10 to go in the third period.
2 minutes, 50 seconds, your Herman Hissen Company time of the goal there. Not too long after, a jam up at the Spirit blue line opens the door for Rylan Fellinger to get in with speed, all alone, but Shurigan shuts him down with the pads.
Fellinger up through center. There's a logjam at the line. Fellinger darts through everybody, heads to the net, and a save made by Shurigan. What happened at the blue line?
The Firebirds put more pressure on. The Spirit find a few opportunities on the other way, but neither team gets much toward the net. Just under 9 minutes in, the Spirit get a timely power play as Urban Padrekar sits for interference. They quickly get set up, put some shots on net, and 30 seconds into that power play, it becomes 5-on-3 as Rylan Fellinger takes a high sticking penalty. 10 minutes, 44 seconds into the third period, Dima Zhilkin sends a quick pass to the net front where Sebastian Gervais is ringing the doorbell. It deflects in off his stick to tie the game at 4.
Harper, 17 on the 5-on-3. Zhilkin left circle, puts it in front, deflection, they score! Oh, a brilliant goal! Gervais doesn't even know he put it in. Tipped it between his own legs, 9:16 to go in the third, and Gervais ties the game at 4.
Jacob Kluche gets the secondary assist on that one. The Firebirds work to set back up in the Spirit end, but Saginaw able to keep them out of the dangerous areas, giving Shurigan the best chances to make saves. Jacob Kluche takes a delay of game penalty trying to clear the puck. Flint gets a power play at 14 minutes, 20 seconds. Shurigan keeps 3 shots out through the first half with some nice saves, but at 16:04, the Birds regain control, get some good movement. A shot by Aspinall is redirected in front by Jimmy Lombardi to retake the lead.
Merges on the other side, up to the right point. Aspinall using the whole zone. Long shot, tip, they score! Lombardi on the doorstep. Power play goal as the Firebirds jump ahead.
With less than 2 minutes remaining, Shurigan is pulled for a 6-on-5, and a frantic scramble in the dying seconds of this game fails, and Flint comes away with the win. A good struggle, though.
Near side, Barabanov in the slot. Carson Harmer to the skates, takes a shot. Stopped by Vakari, swing and a miss on the rebound for Zhilkin. Still it's loose. Harmer takes a shot. That's blocked on its way through. Puck loose in the circle with 13. Mined out by Harmer. The shot sent just wide. Past the skate by Levi Harper. Barabanov in the circle. Takes a shot. The Firebirds block it. 4 seconds left. Harper the point shot. Saved by Vakari. Rebound to the corner boards. And time's going to run out.
Shots on goal in the third in the single digits. Flint 7 to Saginaw 6, a game total of 43-27 with Flint out front in the shot total category. Saginaw 2 for 4 on the power play. Flint 1 for 4 on the man advantage. Scoring in the third, Igor Barabanov, assisted by Levi Harper and Sebastian Gervais. Then a power play goal from Gervais, assisted by Zhilkin and Kluche. And then a power play game winner from Jimmy Lombardi, assisted by Aspinall and Padre Carr, takes the win for the Firebirds. One more highlight for you. It's our My Michigan Health save of the game. It comes to us from the first period. If you think back, just under 5 minutes into the first, Carson Harmer and James Go both took penalties at the same time, the same whistle blow anyway, resulting in a 5-on-3. Stepan Shurigan makes some fantastic saves towards the end of that kill to see the rest of it off.
Top of the zone, now left circle, Padrekar. Aspinall back up high, waiting for a lane opens. One-time shot, stopped from the right circle by Shurigan as he shuts down Lombardi. Aspinall high again, 28 to go. Steps in and shoots one, and another pad save by Shurigan.
That's our My Michigan Health save of the game coming from Stepan Shurigan. Another great performance from him here tonight. One more look at our out-of-town scores brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings. Now the Brampton Steelheads looking to close out a game. 3 minutes left. Brampton up 5-2 over the Erie Otters. The Windsor Spitfires come back. They were down 1-0 after one period of play. 3 straight goals in the second and third periods have them to a 3-1 win over the visiting Owen Sound Attack. In the USA CHL Prospect Challenge after 2 periods, well, they're just over halfway through regulation there. U.S. is up 3-2 with a shorthanded goal from the CHL team, bringing things within 1. And the Red Wings tied up at 3 apiece with the Nashville Predators. 8 minutes remaining in regulation in Detroit. That's all we've got for you here in the studio. Sending you back now to the Town Place Suites by Marriott broadcast booth and Dylan Clark for our Applebee's 3 stars of the game.
Thanks, Jonathan. Fun one here from the North Financial Center on this Wednesday night. A 5-4 victory for the Flint Firebirds. And, boy, how many times have we seen late-game comebacks just kind of stall out on the Saginaw side of things? We're waiting for our official 3 stars of the game brought to you by Applebee's. But once we have them, we'll deliver them to you. 4th 1-goal game in the 5 that these two teams have played. Again, like Jonathan said, another fantastic performance. Stepan Shurigan, another 38-save game. He's been busy, to say the least, here in his OHL tenure. The Spirit have been able to lock down third periods. That's kind of been the trend that we've seen, these late third periods where they can't quite come back, but they make it a 1-goal contest. They were outshot 7-6, but it was a lot tighter in those dying moments. They outscored Flint 2-1 in the third period. Saginaw's thirds have been remarkable, but again, the issue is, or the argument is, they've got to take care of business a little bit better in the earlier stages of the contest, and then it doesn't matter quite as much how tight things are. But again, Dimas Zhilkin was able to help Saginaw break back into this hockey game. Sebastian Gervais had his 6th game or his 6th goal of the season. Jimmy Lombardi is going to be the 3rd star of the game. Again, our 3 stars for tonight's game brought to you by Applebee's. He had the go-ahead goal, the game winner. It came on that delay of game penalty from Jacob Kluche. And again, it's not the only mistake that got made in that third period, but it was the most costly, and it came at the worst possible time, the most challenging possible time. Lombardi picks up the power play goal that ends up being the game winner. He had 2 goals in the game, went 17-34 from the faceoff dot. Nathan Aspinall, your 2nd star of tonight's game, 2 goals and 2 assists in the contest. He was all over the place, could have had a couple of hat-trick opportunities. There were some pucks off the goalpost as well. And I guess we're going to stop at 2 stars of the game. So your 2 stars of the game brought to you by Applebee's. We'll throw one step on Shurigan's way. Why not? We decide. He had another 38 save performance. Your Applied Innovation look ahead for Saginaw. They got 2 more games here this weekend. Friday in London, 7 o'clock puck drop from the Canada Life Place as that regular season series gets underway. And then Saginaw back home to take on the Knights at 7:05 on Saturday, November the 29th at the Dow Event Center, 989 Connect Night. Don't forget to stop by the Spirit Store on State Street for our Black Friday sale, 30% off all merchandise items, excluding jerseys, 50% off all hats. And, of course, pick up the Santa stocking stuff for 6 upper-level vouchers and a $10 merch coupon for $75. Final score here from the Ord Financial Center. The Flint Firebirds, a 5-4 win. They are up 5-0 in the season series. They secure the Coors Lite I-75 Divide Cup for the 4th time in their history. For Jonathan, thanks to all the work he does back in the studio. Always enjoy calling games with Jonathan. Thanks to all of you for listening here on this Thanksgiving Eve. My name's Dylan Clark. Happy Thanksgiving to all of you. Enjoy the time with family wherever you may be, and we'll talk to you on Friday. Good night, Saginaw. We'll see you then.
You've been listening to Saginaw Spirit Hockey on WSGW. Spirit Hockey is brought to you in part by Garber Automotive Group, Saginaw Valley State University, Dow, Frankenmuth Insurance, Saginaw Bay Underwriters, NetSource One, Delta College, Corning, Go Great Lakes Bay, Herman Hisson Company, Frankenmuth Convention and Visitors Bureau, DML Property Management, My Michigan Health, Independent Bank, Buffalo Wild Wings, Stormmaster Exteriors, IBEW Local 557, Michigan Sugar Company, Jets Pizza, Raymond, the Great Lakes Loons, Applebee's, Stanley Steamer, your local State Farm agents, and Meyer. All season long, the Spirit play on WSGW 100.5 FM and online WSGW.com. We now return to regular programming on WSGW.